Hello Internet, I am Metroid Nerd number 9001. I am going to present to you my ROM hack of Super Metroid that I've been working on for the past 13 months. And that is Super Metroid Recovery. Now, the purpose of this video is just kind of to give insight into the process of what it was like to make the hack, and give commentary as to the rooms that I made and why I made the design decisions as I did, and also just to show off the process of making the hack. Now, this is kind of sort of impromptu. This is going to be an unscripted video. I've had a couple of comparisons that a couple of things that I'm going to say that I've thought of ahead of time, but most of this is just going to be stream of consciousness, whatever I think of, so don't expect the highest quality, especially considering this is the first time I've ever done something like this. But I hope all of you enjoy, and maybe even play the hack. So I'm just going to start with the new save file so you can see the edited intro. I'm sure you can read, so I'm just going to sort of talk about why I did that. So I started out with one thing you'll notice is that it doesn't have the last Metroid is an activity mode. I used a patch that took out series, but it also took out this. And I just kind of wanted to add a bit of humor to the intro and kind of make a joke about how Samus always starts her missions without any of her upgrades. So it's kind of a thing where I come up with this outrageous story. This is, if any of you get the reference before my previous video that I made just about this, I'm really surprised, but I'm proud of you because it's an obscure reference to a review of the game where it was making a joke about that specific thing, and it shows Samus standing on her ship, just gets hit by an asteroid, and all of her upgrades are gone. But I just kind of wanted to do that, and take that and change that into the intro, and I made this after I made the change, after I decided to name the hack Super Metroid Recovery. I decided to name that because of how bad I was at hacking when I first started the hack, and the fact that I had to recover a lot of progress because I would break the bomb, or just a whole bunch of other things that required me to do things to recover my progress that I would have lost if I had not figured out how to fix it. That happened on multiple occasions, so that's the inspiration for the choice of the name. And then, in hindsight, the way that I structured the intro actually really fits with the name, because the intro is specifically about how Samus lost all of her upgrades, and that she's going back to Zebes because of that. So it's like she's going back to Zebes specifically to recover her upgrades. Now technically this hack is a half hack, but I wanted to give at least some impression from the very beginning that this hack wasn't your prototypical half hack and that there was something different about it. And I started that by the fact that when you descend into Zebes, there's structures that are in the landing site that weren't there before, so that immediately gives the perception that this hack is, there's still different things about it. Also, minor custom graphic type stuff for the two tile wide slope, which is kind of going to show you around the landing site a bit, if I can actually control doing this on the keyboard, because the keyboard is way easier to do for something like this, and I don't have an SNES controller. This structure is about the same, but I just didn't really want to bother to change it. But the rest of this is relatively different. You can get to here immediately, but you can't open the door because of the missile door. It makes the landing site a lot more accessible from the very beginning of the hack. Now, what's over here is kind of going to show one of the extra additions that I added to the hack, is that these are combo blocks, and I don't have multiple, so I can't show it, but when you get high jump, you also get speedball, so you can just go over that once you get high jump, without having to mock ball or anything. Now you would think, like in the original game, you would go to the left here, it's blocked off. I had some kind of fun with room states when I was rerouting. Well, I made the fun with room states after I rerouted where the beginning of the game goes. Also, Samus can fly over a lot faster, which is very fun. But, Samus goes this way now, or you are supposed to go, I guess, if you're doing the hack. And this part of Samus is also programmed to be asleep, and the bugs are over here. This is another place you can go, that's what leads to the wrecked ship. Some more use of, like, it's all dark, there's the bugs. Some of the bugs go across here, which I might need to fix at some point. Oh, also one of the other things I'm going to do is this is like a last minute check before I actually release the hack onto Metroid Construction. As to anything that I find that I notice that I want to fix about the hack. Now in this room, this is like the beginning of my love of this palette blend. Now this is used in the old Torian shaft at the beginning of Super Metroid, but it works completely differently when you use it in Red Brimstone, and I just love this look. It looks awesome, at least to me. I hope you think the same, or at least think it looks cool. Also, another thing to mention is that the mini-map is, I use DC's map patch on Metroid Construction to give myself more space to draw new map tiles. So now you can see the domes. This is where you're supposed to go. And this, in the first video, many of you watching this saw that. This was very different. Like, this was built with CRE. But now, this is like, also meant to be a generator room. And you clearing away the debris that's in the little structures I built is kind of like you activating it, and that's what causes, as well as you being captured. Samus became awake, but the door is still locked. Mostly because I was lazy and I only wanted to make one door connection in this room, but also to force you to use the morph ball to get out of the room. But yeah, there's only one door transition out of the room, and that makes it so that this doesn't close when you go out of here randomly, which it originally did. And this is how you get out. But now, the planet is alive again. Yeah, again, I guess. There's even the sequence break that you can do right now, and you know what? I'm gonna show the sequence break. What the heck? It's my video. It's my hack. I might as well show it. I'm gonna make sure to keep myself using speed up to show things. That's still a save room. So the fact that this is still technically a half hack because the map is the same. But the way that it's different is the rooms are structured differently in a way that you have to navigate through them in a different way. Now this isn't the sequence break, but I'm kind of showing this off, is that you can go here as soon as you get mobile and you see there's a missile, but you can't get to it. Okay, you can't do that. Oh, that would have been annoying to make someone go through if they weren't good at mid-air thing. But, okay. The sequence break is actually what used to be the one-way passage out of Maridia. And it still is a one-way passage out of Maridia, but it opens up once you go to the other side. But there's a missile tank here, just as like, you can get missiles like 3 minutes earlier if you do that. But what is actually, another thing I did is that this is now a hidden door, but it leads to this part of Maridia. And this is the one-way passage out of Maridia, but that will remain open once you go through that. Another thing that I used in this was I used a lot of room states with rooms, and I used the event POM that someone made. I can't remember off the top of my head. I probably should. I'm gonna put in the credits of the hack once I publish it right after this video is done. Is that also made it so that once you hit the PLM, it'll set off an event bit so that the room state will change. And I use that in a lot of places for a lot of different reasons. And there's a mosquito. Originally, also in the first video, this was hidden way worse, but I changed it at the suggestion of one of the people who watched it, and I'm very glad I did, because that, in hindsight, that was a stupid idea. But I guess one of the things that you can do is that this leads to another sequence break, but I'm not going to go to it right now just because I don't really feel like it. I kind of want to show that room going through the intended way, but you can get X-ray scope if you go through that room right now. You have to tank some spike damage, but you can do it. Now, another thing that's immediately apparent is that I changed the themes of a lot of the rooms, or some of the rooms, so that like, this is originally the Nuke Bridge in Green Brimstone. This is the last room before you reach Red Brimstone. But but instead this is a continuation of Red Brimstone. And even into this room, in fact, Green Brimstone is really small in this hack. There's no pink Brimstone whatsoever. And those cacti being there is something that I made when I first made this room. I haven't really changed it because I haven't really thought of something else I could. I just kind of like it because it's kind of fun. Now this is another sequence break that's way more significant than the early missile one. So you'll see across here there's also I added respin. I'm not the one who programmed it. All credits will be listed in the hack once it's released. But this is the sequence break is that you can do a really tricky wall jump up here by running and getting. Oh my gosh, I got out of the first try. It's that you can get super missiles right now. Now this room also used to be a lot more simplistic. You'll find that in a lot of rooms if you compare this to the original video that the rooms were featured in. So the rooms look a lot different, and that's because I wanted them to be more aesthetically pleasing and not bland. There's still a lot of this room when you beat Quaid, but this is what leads you to where you're supposed to get missiles first. You're supposed to fight a ninja pirate. He's vulnerable all the time, but I can just hit him with a super missile. You can kind of cheese your way through that way. Super missiles aren't that late in the hack, but this is where you're supposed to get your first regular missile. And this room also used to be a lot bigger, but I split it even with the door. It's technically still one room, but it's blocked off from the other parts. You can also kill these guys really easily with missiles, which is kind of what you're supposed to do. Room, you can't do anything here like get an extra missile pack like you can in vanilla Super Metroid, but it's still different, so I kind of wanted to show it off now. There's a missile tank in here, but you can't really see right now how to get to it. And this, instead of requiring you to use speed booster like wall jumping or a ton of stuff like that, you can kind of go up through it, and it's more of a wavy cavern-like, but you need bombs to get through this. So, yeah, you can't really do anything there at the moment. Damage, but oh well. Just kind of put a new. It's kind of just putting new spins on the structures of the rooms and how you're supposed to traverse through them. Another thing that I added this was a hex tweak, is that you keep your momentum when you land from a run. I think that has a side effect that if you jump up and down straight, you move forward a pixel when you land, which is kind of annoying, but I honestly don't know where it came from, and I didn't notice it until someone pointed it out. Let me fix this headset into my head. This is a relatively big kind of a fun change. Is I added my own palette bed for the lava in this room. This is kind of this is one of, I think, 2 room references to Zero Mission. Is that after Torian is destroyed in Zero Mission, the room is full of green lava, and I also restructured the room to be more like Torian and Super Metroid, just because references, I guess. And also this you can't go through, so you have to go around in this area where you would normally need power bombs to go through. You'll notice that it's kind of like a theme that I'm making you take a lot of alternate paths. Also, if you shoot these guys with missiles, yes, you can shoot them with missiles, and you can use them in one shot, but you can also shoot them with a power beam. This is kind of a samey climb, but once you get speed booster, you can shine spark up the entire thing, but it's just kind of. This is also one of the first rooms I built, so I was kind of lazy. I feel like at some point I should spruce this up a bit more, but and also this used to be a missile tank, but I changed it to an energy tank because 60 damage spikes are annoying, and the last save was a while ago, so I felt it would be kind of nice to give you an energy tank just to give you a bit more when you're crossing this, so you don't make stupid mistakes and have to replay all of it, which has quite the potential of making someone not want to play anymore of this hack. That has happened almost, I think it's happened to me a few times. At least I get pretty fed up with 60 damage spikes early on in the hack, so I just give you that energy tank to give you a bit more leeway, so that people won't get as irritated. Also, this is a bit more custom graphics. I think that's the last, that's the last instance of actual custom graphics I've made. But this room I rebuilt, and this is what leads to the map. And you'll see that when I made the map, I made a lot of what's revealed by the map different. Like different parts of the map are visible, and you can see all the door transitions that are visible to you. Now, a lot of it's the same for criteria, but it's different for a lot of the other areas. And it also reflects what I revealed on the map. It also reflects what the intended route in that area is. But it's kind of as if you were the map, as if you were the first time playing Super Metroid, because it's still the same map. And if you know Super Metroid as well, it's like any ROM hack it does, then you still know where every room in the game is, so it's not that helpful. But it's kind of giving the feeling that it's still a regular hack by the fact that the map is more structured around the original route. This room I couldn't really do much with because of how little data there is, so we kind of just cleared it out so you didn't need bombs to get there, or to get through it, so you didn't have to like backtrack. This is still a save room. I'm actually just gonna save because we're not. And then up next, of course, is bombs, because you can't really go anywhere without bombs. And then after bombs is when the game really opens up. Is that a while ago I wrote down like a mock intended sequence for the game, but I kind of strayed around that, and there's the route that the game takes is very non-linear. So there's a lot of different ways that you can get through the hack as soon as you get bombs. Even though right now I have super missiles, which lets me cheese this boss. There's a lot of hidden boss weaknesses that I added. Mostly the two Torizos, I gave them weaknesses. Namely, super missiles will kill Bomb Torizo in one shot, as I will show you right about now. You died and you didn't even get to do it. But now I think I kind of know what I want to do after this. I'm going to go, yeah, I know what I'm going to go get next. I'm going to show the gauntlet, or what used to be the gauntlet. And then this is kind of showing you bombs, demonstrating what bombs do, but at least with the 5-tile high gaps, you can mid-air morph into them too, which I kind of like doing because it's faster. And now that we have missiles and bombs, I can go get Spring Ball. And I mostly put Spring Ball out here because I like Spring Ball, and I don't like that a lot of hacks haven't really laid into the hack. So I just made it really early, and it's almost a required upgrade. I don't think I actually made it required, but I made it pretty handy in a lot of situations. Like, if you don't have Spring Ball, you're gonna have a few rough patches throughout the hack. Because it's so early, I can kind of do that because it's accessible to you from so early. This room is pretty similar to what it was originally, but I did make some changes. I'm actually gonna take the lower route. That's a shortcut up there. But this is like the slower route for people who aren't as seasoned with the game, I guess. The hack is pretty polished, but it's not like polished to quite the extent of the original game. There's still some parts that are like not the best, but so far, like overall, I'm relatively proud of the hack. Like, I've been working on this hack since August of 2017. I'm failing this double punch. There we go. And I've been working on it for that long, and I put a lot of time into this, so I'm hoping that if any of y'all play it, that you enjoy it as much as I did enjoy making it. But you'll sink a lot less time into it than I did, because I am the one who made the hack, but I'm hoping it'll be an enjoyable hack to play. This is kind of like a little testing of your abilities to use the Spring Ball. I'm just gonna tank this because I don't want to go around. That leads you to back around. Actually, I should probably show that. Yeah, I'm gonna show that. That just leads you around here. So I'm gonna try to remember to show off everything in the hack and give commentaries as to why I did things like I iterated earlier. I'm probably gonna repeat myself a lot in this, because in this is a demonstration of Speedball, but because this is unscripted, that's why there's probably going to be lots of repeating things. And you can kind of, this is denoted by the item dot on the map, but this is another instance of custom graphics, is that there's a tiny little chip in that brick, if you can see it, and that denotes that there's a missile there. Just kind of a little fun thing I did. That door is locked, and it's permanently locked until the escape. You can go through that in the escape. Also, the escape is pretty non-linear, and I'm saying the escape a lot. I'm sorry, I'm not doing it, but I'm trying. And then this is a bit more obvious, but there's no item dot on the map. This is a hidden energy tank that is hinted by the environment that it's in. And you know, I think that's technically a tiling error in the tile directly behind it, but it looks fine. I don't really want to change it right now. Man, I'm so tempted to use speed right now. But this is the room to Torian. It's basically the same. The next room is the statue room. I just had to make this room different because I obliged myself to make every room different in at least some way. So, that'll be kind of a thing. Like, some rooms are more different from the original versions than others. Like, this room is different. Still has the same enemies in it and same general structure, but it's aesthetically different, and the exact method of you navigating the room is different. Like, the mushrooms are upside down. There's the little slope of the walkway type things. And, this is kind of this section I'm going into is the only section of Brinstar that's still green Brinstar. It's blocked off from the rest of red Brinstar until we beat Quaid, but, there's a couple of important things in here. I just put them over there, but this room up ahead is another instance of it's really simplistic, but that's because I had a very limited amount of level data to work with when I was making the room, so that's why it's so simplistic. But there are a few rooms like that, and I kind of did my best. But this is the Mountain Brinstar. The entire middle section with the 2x tall shaft thing near where smaller spawn is, that entire area is blocked off until you meet Quaid, who is still in the same place. I didn't move any of the major bosses, I moved a mini boss, but that's about it. That's that map. No, fine. And then over here, where you would originally, and I'm out of this one. This is kind of like hidden. Is that this? You can go up here, because this is the room where you would do mockball. If you were like any sort of sequence breaker ever in the original Super Metroid, but this room is now what leads to Charge Beam, and it's structured very differently. It's meant to make you kind of feel differently about what the room is, and you react to the room differently than you would normally. When you think of this room in a different context, I feel like I'm just like spewing words right now. I'm gonna have to keep this up for like 2 more hours to get through the entirety of the hack. I hope I don't bore you by my vast inexperience with doing anything like this. Also, these guys are weak to charge me when they go down in the But this is so supposed to be like, oh wait, this was a way out. Is that you can, that kind of hints that there's something there, but you don't, a lot of people won't actually check it, but you can go through that going into the upper area of the room. There's another save area here. I'm gonna go ahead and use it, because why not, I guess? Showing off the fact that these are the same areas. Now, I also, with the abilities that I have as a hacker, I was able to pseudo make 2 more mini bosses without actually like coding new AI enemies or anything. Basically, I took existing enemies and made them into mini bosses. One of them I copied, and one of them is coming up pretty soon. First, this is also showing that mission stations refill all types of ammo, which is very handy. Ow. oh well. I guess you kind of feel for the video game characters you're playing as. This leads down here, which in vanilla you can't get to without power bombs. But if you, I don't know why you would while going down this, but doing that allows you to see what's down in the next level, since there's no like look down feature like in some hacks. But still, there is you can do that to see what platform is below, so you're not jumping blindly down. And this platform has different enemies. It's about the same once again because of limited level data, because it's such a small room. And then this is one of the new mini bosses. And I this is another room I couldn't really do much with because of different lack of level data. There's another save room down here, but I'm not going to use it because you've seen me save enough, and I feel like that's just kind of going to get annoying. Ow. This used to be filled with water, but it was really annoying, and it also had power plants and windows. And kind of foreshadowing to what you're fighting is you can hear the space pirates beings in the background, even though they don't affect you right now. Now, normally you're not supposed to have super missiles to get until after you beat this guy, but you can just freeze him with super missiles. He normally goes down in 25 missiles, but he also goes down in 5 super missiles. This is where one of the places where you can get your first super missile tank. With all missiles, super missiles, and power bombs, there's multiple places where you can get your first instance of them. Just kind of adding to a bit of the non-linearity aspect of this hack. But this is one of the places another one of the places where you can get your first super missile, and I guess it's the technical first super missile, but they're all the same. They're also 5 super missiles. And then this leads around back here. The door's still locked, so I didn't really want to change that. This door doesn't open until you beat Kraid. Yeah, this room was kind of annoying to try and build around, but I eventually got something. Mostly there's not very much green brimstone, because green brimstone is kind of hard to build with. Because of all these vine type platforms, it's hard to make platforms flow together without looking off because of how they're supposed to be built together. It's hard to break around that structure without your tiling being kind of bad-ish. But either way, this is kind of some backtracking is necessary. I have charge beam now, which is good because charge beam is like essential to anything in Super Metroid that has the beginning of the game. But right now, I'm gonna go. There's multiple places you can go. There's a place where you're supposed to go, but there's another sequence break place that you can go. But I'm gonna go to the place where I'm supposed to go. And then there's one spot in there where I was thinking that I might make a change, and I think I'm gonna change that after this. Oh, and this is another way you can get here. It's the same as the original. There's that wall that you can break with bombs. And then the next destination is the wrecked ship, and I don't really like building with the wrecked ship. So a lot of the rooms in it are still kind of similar to what they were originally. Oh wait, I can show off this missile. Yeah. So this would be like another instance. And why did I go this way? I mess up even at my own hack sometimes. Kind of showing off like, hey, now that you have Spring Ball, you can go across this, and then you can get an extra missile tank. I thought I was gonna miss that jump. And this leads into a room this leads into a room that originally contained a power bomb, and now contains a missile. There's 5 power bomb tanks in the game, because I kind of messed around a bit with the item maximums, but did I not make that a slope? Yeah, I need to fix that. That needs to be a slope to make it so that you can get through that without. Actually, that's kind of the important change that I need to make. I need to make the slope have a horizontal part of it that you can get out of. so that you can get through without using swing ball like I did, by wall jumping out of it. So I think I accidentally pressed speed up a bit, but oh well. And, yeah. So now we're going to the wrecked ship. Through the global blocks. Also, not only is the item order changed around a lot, where you get a lot of the items changed. Like charge beam, you probably noticed that it's not in the same place. Neither are most of the items. This is the place where I was thinking about, making a change to that, making this a slightly different slope, so that you can bounce into that with spring ball easier. In this room, the water's a lot lower. There's a quick passage across with grapple and then a ninja pirate. These are enemy blocks that break through enemies just because reasons the ninja pirate will kick through that. Another thing I did was I have an extra room that uses the scrolling sky, so I had to use the scrolling sky fix patch thingy. That also made it so that in any room, it defaults to having the land in the background of the scrolling sky, not the ocean. And that will only fix itself if that part of it scrolls off the screen, so that in any part, so I had to make it so that in any part while you were in a room that had this sea in the background, in front of the mountains in the background, I had to make it so that as soon as you enter the room, you scroll away from where they are so that I can load properly. This is an upper area, but you can't get through here because you don't have grapple beam. And I fell, but you know, that's okay. This is a missile that you can get with grapple, gravity suit, I guess, but we're here right now. And here's the wrecked ship. And this is another one of the instances of here I'll show is that when you go in this room, you'll see that it has land in the background, and that looks kind of weird. So I have to make it so that you scroll that up, so that it looks, so that changes to the ocean. But it's just kind of a thing that's there. It kind of forced me to be a bit more creative with room designs, at least for those rooms. So I guess good things and bad things come from it. This is normally blocked off by bombs, but now it's open. And you're not supposed to be able to hit those from there, but things that I'm gonna have to change, probably, maybe, I don't know. I might not. But well, you're actually supposed to go down here, down to where Vantine is normally, like you normally are supposed to enter the wrecked ship. And then with Vantine, because he's so much earlier of a boss in the game, I decreased how much damage he did and how much health he has, because he's technically the first boss of the game now. What that did was, in order to make it so that his palette progression, when he gets low on health, still goes normally, I had to make him more vulnerable to the different weapons instead of just giving him less health. But what that also does is it changes the dynamic of the fight so that it takes more cycles. For the cycles of you being able to damage them more quickly. So that kind of changes the dynamic of the fight without having to actually change any of his AI, which is beyond me. But you'll probably notice that he has a lot less, like I hit him with 2 missiles in the super and he's already orange. This is a much faster fight. Also, these fireballs deal a lot less damage because you don't have various going into this. How do I know that you won't have various going into this? We'll find that out. In fact, you can probably figure it out, but in fact, like, you can plot it up in the first place. Vantine gives you various that's not special, but that's why I know that you won't have various, so technically you're taking the same amount of damage from fireballs, but they deal less because it's accounting for you not having barrier when you go into this fight. And good luck getting gravity suit or getting barrier suit. I feel like the only way that you could do that is if you were good enough to do a reverse boss on the run, you could get gravity suit or barrier, but other than that, that's kind of it. And now the direct ship is on. Like, normal. Also, this room is a lot less, like, there's not that big barrier that you have to mothball under. Map room still the same, it reveals different tiles. So, you'll see that you can kind of see the difference in the structure. Like, at least what's given to you by the map is different than what it is in the original game. I tried to design the room so that you shouldn't need to use anything like midair morphing to get through rooms, but that might not be 100% polished. Well, I had like a streak of time where I was doing a lot of that, and so a lot of rooms are more friendly if you don't have things like high jump, or just in general, just to make them easier to navigate, so they're not so much of a hassle to get through. That was somewhat of a lengthy process, but I feel like in the end, it's worth it because it makes the pack less annoying to traverse, and probably one of the last things you want to do, unless you're intentionally going out and wanting to do this, is to annoy the people who are playing your hack. But in this room, you can see, also a thing I did on the map is that there's circles in major upgrade rooms. This upgrade happens to be the barrier suit. So that's how, basically, why I know that you won't have the barrier suit when you're fighting Phantoon, because you can't have the barrier suit when you're fighting Phantoon, because that's what Phantoon gives you. Isn't that smart? That's so smart. I'm so smart, I guess. Even though I'm intentionally saying smart instead of smart, that's why I don't know. Save room, y'all know what save rooms are. I feel like I'm already somewhat running out of things to say, but that's probably because we haven't gotten into some of the more interesting parts of the hack. Maridia and Norfair especially are changed a decent bit more. I probably should have shown this room originally when the wrecked ship was off, but when the wrecked ship is off, you're locked to this screen, and these tubes are closed so you can't go through them. But once you turn on the wrecked ship, you can do that. So you gain the ability to access this area once you defeat Phantoon. This leads back out to Criteria, but you can't go anywhere because there's a giant wall. It just leads you back into another part of the wrecked ship. So this, I'm sure you can hear the item music, means that there's another item coming up, and it's not this. This is just a reserve tank that I felt like making 100% required to get through. Wanna know how I did that? Yeah, you have to collect the reserve tank to go through the purple blocks to get through this room. That's a missile with recharge, but I'm gonna kill these space pirates first. But as you can see by the item dot, there's the item circle. There's an item here, but also there's the item dot here that's supposed to show you, hey, there's something suspicious here. Speed booster, speed booster, speed booster. So you kind of have a bit of guesswork to go through, although I feel like I might have messed up with the Scorpion there or something, I don't know. But you can kind of see that there is something past there. So, ooh, foreshadow. And here is the grapple beam. I like the grapple beam. I made it early, and I made it its use is pretty prominent in the hack. I'd say I designed a lot of rooms to be navigable with the grapple beam. So you'll be using it a lot until you get space jump, which is pretty late or pretty early depending on if you know how to get to space jump. You can get it relatively early. Here's another energy tank. Just because I felt like giving you another energy tank, I guess. I'll kind of show you around this room, this room a bit more, because the rest of this top part of the room is kind of pointless, except for backtracking back here for more ease of access. And other than that, there's not really much here. Of course, there's always going to be places in hacks that you can't explore or that don't really have a point, but they're just kind of there. Also, this door is locked, which is suspicious. But I'm just kind of gonna use my newfound grapple beam to my advantage. Do like pound pumping now to a minuscule amount of actual effect. point. But this is kind of the route I take when I normally play through the hack, so I guess show it off in this way. Here's the missile tank. This missile tank I actually only somewhat recently moved to this location, but I felt like I'll make there be some more use out of you having the grapple beam when you first get it, to kind of show, hey, there's like more grapple type stuff that you do underwater when you're in the hack. And now we're just going back into the wrecked ship because there's more things in the wrecked ship to do. Something, I don't know. I probably should stop like talking about what's happening to me in real life, because all you probably really care about is the hack, not like maybe the person playing about it. I don't know. That's like a bit of a meta thing to talk about, and I don't really want to have to get into that. That's just a bit of a hassle, and that's distracting from, and I'm taking way too much damage from this. And I got myself trapped in the wall. Fun, that's new. That's never happened before. But you also need grapple to get through here if you somehow got to the other part of the room. And then this, if you don't have super missiles here, you'll see, hey, you need supers to get through here. This is another one of the locations where you can get your first super missile. Power bombs are a bit more scarce. I think I already mentioned that there's only 5 in the entire hack, and 4 of them I think you can get without having any other power bomb tank. So, there we go. That's a super missile. Overall, this room is not changed all that much from its original incarnation in vanilla Super Metroid, but it's there. It gives you super missiles instead of an energy tank, and I failed at that. Underwater physics can be kind of annoying, but no, I'm kind of used to it, especially because once you get the high jump boots, jump out of this. Once you get the high jump boots, I made it so that you can wall jump while you're underwater, which opens up a plethora of other, mostly just one other sequence quick, but it opens up. Why do I keep getting hit by that? That's but that makes it so that more of the hack is open if you're good enough once you get high jump boots, because you can explore more of Maridia without actually having the gravity suit. So that's another instance of I had to drop you so that the ocean things shows up properly, and then because it's just underwater area. But up in the next room is the room that I also made have the scrolling sky, which is why I had to do the whole scrolling sky things thing. Also, because of other changes I made in this hack, those things are vulnerable to plasma beam, which originally led to a problem sec, but another one of my helpful playtesters spotted that. Thank you to him. I think it was KC or something like that. I really should check, but thank you anyway, because he was, thank you to him just in general, because he gave me a lot of helpful, pointed out a lot of helpful things about the hack that I had messed up, like some tiling errors, some chroma stucks, and all that. This room has scrolling sky also, which is why I had to leave the fix. I just kind of wanted this room to have the scrolling sky, just because it's kind of like you're descending into the cavern, but you're not in the cavern yet. In this cargo you have to beat. But it's a nice refill. See, now we're almost back up to more of the background type style stuff. This room also hasn't changed much from its original incarnation, just because I haven't really... I feel like this room's good enough that I haven't really had to change it all that much, other than this not having to bomb through that, but instead just being able to, yeah, that's cool blocks. In fact, I'm gonna show off more of this room, because I really should be doing that more. Instead of just playing through the hack, I need to be showing the hack. Because I'm not, like, doing this for my own enjoyment, I'm doing it, like, it's kind of like, this is my hack, I'm showing it to you, kind of thing. Now, I've been kind of looking forward to playing this, like, all week, because I'm excited to finally release it, because of how long I've been working on it, getting what other people think of the hack, and all that kind of stuff. And just kind of finally having it out in the open is something that I'm excited for. Long story short, I guess. This is another place you can bomb through. I don't know why I suppose that, but I did. Don't question it. Wow. Also, these things are weaker to bomb so that you can actually clear with a beam in multiple passages. This room is slightly different. Not involved too much, still serves the same purpose. And then, now we're going into Maridia. And we haven't ever even been to Norfair or beaten Kraid. You know, I feel like... Also, this is Blue Maridia instead of Sandy Maridia, because overall I like Blue Maridia more than Sandy Maridia, and it was easier to build with. Plus, I like this music more. That's a save room. Y'all know what save rooms are, what they do, etc. So, the whole, like, the general structure of a few of these rooms is pretty similar, but it's different because of the fact that it's Blue Maridia instead of Sandy Maridia now. And I'll be honest, some of the Sandy Maridia, or some of the things that, some of the tiling in the tile set is really hard to work with. Which is why there's so few rooms of it, because I guess the prevalence of some tile sets in the hack is a reflection of how easy or difficult they are to use. Because the tile sets that are easier to use, I used more because I felt more comfortable making rooms with that tile set. I'm gonna try to wall jump around. I don't want him to go through that whole thing again. Come on. Fine, I'm gonna go around. I'm sorry if this is, at least some parts of this are like boring or tedious to watch or anything. I hope it's not. I hope I'm doing a good job. I guess you can tell me after you finish the video if I did a good job. Because first time doing something like this, I hope to make a good impression because like all the other videos I've made have been uncommentated because I haven't really had much to say, but this is like, if I'm gonna make a debut of actually commentating my videos, this is the time, because this is an ample opportunity for me to do something like this. And this is like hidden, but there's an item in this room, and just doing this kind of lets me show off more of this room, or more of one of the other rooms that's in this area, as well as these. These are the same as Cack Attacks, except they have more health and their bodies deal more damage. I just copied the enemy headers, so it uses the same things for the enemy, all but like one or two things. You can still kill them in one shot with the grapple beam. Like, you can do that with the grapple beam for a lot of things. Now this is like the Techno Maridia, as I call it. It's probably not its actual name. Purple Maridia? Pipey Maridia, there's a lot of things that you can call it. Etymology is not my specialty. But, that's a way you can break in, but you have to have gravity suit. At least as far as I know. Somehow someone made it all the way, almost all the way to Dragon without having gravity suit. I don't know how he did it, honestly. But he did, and but he couldn't make it to Dragon, which was probably a good thing. It's like, oh no, I can't jump up this. I now have to go through the area that uses the grapple beam. Yeah, this is kind of, I guess, case in point at the fact that I use grapple a lot in these rooms. And these fish still do a pretty good amount of damage. This is sort of, I guess, a signal, go up. And then you can jump up and there's the grapple point, and then you use that to gain more height. Are you not? Okay, you kind of are able. I don't know if you're very able to start swinging in the grapple beam if you're at the close-up position. But either way, going through all that just lets you get back around to here, which lets you do more grappling. You're kind of seeing a theme here. There's a lot of grappling. I like the grapple beam. Some grapple wall jumping. But you can also just regular wall jump through that, and I'm kind of gonna do that. Ow. And I'm messing up still. You do some more grapple wall jumping, and I messed up. Respin saved me, even though I didn't actually save myself by using respin. you get the idea. Then you grapple around here. This is more so, it's easier to get through this with grapple. And then this you really don't need grapple, but it's helpful. Ah! There's a lot of crabs. But oh, you can just like swing across with this. Now this next room is a minor example of me using room states. Because of all these bugs, they're so clustered towards that door. When you get to the other side, you would be like planted face first in a swarm of bugs. And that's not really all that fun, so I made it so that after you get the item in this room, the room state in that of the other room changes so that there's a different enemy in there. Also, it's high jump. High jump is, I think it's completely optional. I don't think I made it required, but it's a pretty useful item. Mostly because, like, I'll demonstrate now, sooner or later. Yeah, you can wall jump while you're underwater, which opens up a lot of things that you can do if you're really patient. But yeah, the room state change in this room now, there's a space pirate there. And you need high jump to jump out of this. It's one time high if you don't have high jump, because water canceling until you get out of it. But that's high jump. Now we have high jump. I love high jump because high jump is, I guess overall high jump is just kind of a convenience in this hack. Yeah, it is optional, and a lot of the rooms in other parts of this hack are built around the very high probability that you might not have high jump when you go into the room, because this is kind of an out of the way location. So it's very possible that you'll get to a lot of other parts of the hack without having high jump. So that's just kind of a thing. But it's yeah. I originally didn't have it that way, but I decided that it would be a much better idea to make it so that you can navigate the rooms comfortably without high jump, without having to like wall jump everywhere, which is not really the most entertaining thing to have to do. Also, there's a door here that you can open with power bombs that leads to normally this room and the room that door leads to are not connected. Also, the Meridian tube will kind of give you a preview of what is to come in Maridia, including that room, which was the first new room I added, even though I technically did not add the room. That is, there's one unused room in Super Metroid, and that room is it. I just moved it to there, but it still fits within my rules of the hack, because it still takes up the same, like, map. It's located on a map tile that's already there. Now, Maridia is the main instance of having different room states for rooms. Is that there's a lot of rooms that have power bomb obstacles. Like this is a giant room of a giant block of power bomb blocks. Once you destroy it and you pass through it, it triggers a room state that the next time you enter the room, it'll be gone. This is inspired by Super Metroid redesign by True. I'm sure a lot of you watching will have hopefully heard of it. It's a pretty big hack. If you haven't heard of it, it's one of the most famous. This is the map of Maridia that I allotted. It shows off a lot of different things than the original map does, because that's how the route is sort of intended to flow. Most of I probably should have fixed that bug at some point. Am I gonna look back through this video to try and remember everything that I had to do? I don't know. There's another missile here. This is the missile I forget whenever I'm collecting 100% in the hack. So this is still the entrance to Crate's lair, but now you get through with grapple, and there's lava in this room, but I'm not gonna go there just yet. I'm gonna get one other thing, several other things. Actually, one other thing. Then I'm gonna go beat Crate and get a few other things. There's an energy tank in here just because there's lava in this room, you take a few points of damage when you go through there, so I wanted to make sure that if you were really low on health the first time you got down here, you didn't just were going down the elevator and then yeah, you take damage. If you had full HP, then that would not be a fun thing to have happen to you. And now to kind of go full circle with, like, to finish looking at all the maps except for Torian. This is the map of Nofair. It's way more one-sided. Parts of Lower Nofair and other things are more revealed because those are more so parts. But I include this one tile so that you can at least scroll the map around horizontally when you get the map data, because if I didn't, then you couldn't, because there wouldn't be anything on the map to scroll to. Also, this door is still locked. It's a one-way passage that opens up from the other side so that you can use it two ways. Another save room. This is a place where you need weight beam. It's a one-way passage unless you get weight beam. Integrating those gates into the environment so they didn't look like they were just stuck there was a really annoying thing to have to do. And this is another instance, this upcoming room of King Room States. Here's this ninja pirate. I'll just kind of explain it as it happens. So there's this little pedestal. So I guess when the room respawns, there's another ninja pirate in there, of course. But the ninja pirate knows that Samus has gone down here. So what the ninja pirate does is it takes that rock structure that the reserve tank was on, throws it across the room, and jumps down the hole that Samus was in. And you'll see what the result of that is. It's like, you get the item, suddenly there's a ninja pirate. It's like, I've cornered you, Samus, I'm not gonna let you get away from me. Yeah, something like that. And I can just jump up this way with high jump, but yeah, you can see kind of the blocks that used to make that are strewn across the floor of this room. I feel like that's one of the things that I do. I feel like adds a bit of charm to the hack, because it's like, things are actually happening. The environment is kind of changing around you, and hey, that's kind of like a little funny moment. This room is somewhat similar, but it doesn't need to, like, you being able to get to Bubble Mountain if you heat run through this. There isn't really much heat run opportunity in this hack. But that's because, of where Gravity Suit is. I mean, there's some heat run opportunity, I haven't really delved into it. Actually, where Gravity Suit is doesn't really matter in that sense. But I guess partially based on the number of energy tanks you have. This is like a passage that goes under here that's really fast if you have Gravity Suit. Spring Ball is really helpful for this, and that's a crumble block because why not? Just throw a missile at you because, hey, you're exploring this way. You can't really make too much progression with major upgrades, but I'm gonna give you some items for going through the trouble to get to this part. But you'll see in this room, it's not like platforms, but it's a cavern that has been caved in by rocks. And these rocks are not power bomb blocks, they are speed booster blocks. And you don't have speed booster, so you can't go through that. But it's kind of showing you, hey, this is there, so keep this in mind once you get speed booster. But it's like, this will be a nice shortcut once you get speed booster. Something like that. Also, this is a nice speed booster thing. I'll show this off once I actually get speed booster, because it's, I have a few ways that you can like shine spark through parts of rooms that are just kind of funny. At least I find them to be kind of funny, because you kind of either break through some parts of the room that you wouldn't think that you would break through, or just kind of, that's one of a couple of instances that I have. And the last leg of Nofair is over here. And oh no, the lava is rising, and I can kind of go through here, but technically you're supposed to have Ice Beam to get through here, so I'm just gonna wait until I get Ice Beam and Moto follow the quote-unquote intended sequence that you could just completely ignore if you wanted to. I need to fix the tile showing of that elevator ride. I don't know why it does that, but I'll be sure to fix that before I release the hack. And the lava kind of makes a weird noise because it's trying to make the bubbly type noise that it makes when it's in Nofair, but it can't because it's not the right music track. This is the way to Kraid. Like the original room, but it kind of opens up into this, and you have to find a way through. And through here, it's down through the salmon seed. And I think this is another place that you can get your first super missile, but I don't think I've ever made this super missile the first super missile I get. But if it's there, if you don't have super missiles, by the time you come here, you can get super missiles. And now I have 20. I have way more super missiles than I do missiles. There's like a couple things that I do throughout the hack that are like throwbacks to various other Metroid games. And one of them is a throwback to the original game that's coming up soon, but I'm not going to spoil it just because I think it's kind of funny. And I'm going to wait to maybe get a reaction. It's like in the ground. That was weird. I don't know why that happened. You'll find glitches every once in a while. That's a save room, so just showing you the pathway to the save room, what that looks like. Also, if it looks like I'm kind of spazzing out on the keyboard, it's just because my fingers can be kind of fidgety sometimes. Or like, I like to fidget with the keyboard with my fingers. Because me, I guess. Also, the mini cranes are weak to bombs, which I think is funny. You can kill them in 4 bombs if you don't want to use 4 super missiles. Or 3? Something like that. Either way, we're almost to crane. However, there's a twist. You would think that killing all these, that there would either be a Ghidorah, or that killing those space pirates would unlock a Ghidorah, but it does not. And you search around, and there's the cracked ceiling here. And you find, oh, there's more space pirates. Maybe I should kill them, and then the door will unlock. And you see that that door unlocks, but this one does not. So you're like, what should I do? I'm gonna go into here. And then, well, this is a recharge room, and I'm already full on energy, so I don't need that one, but it locks you in here, so it's like, wait, this is kind of suspicious. You kind of bomb around and you find here. You can go down through here, and it's like, oh, I'm in this little thing up here. And I can go through here, and I can get to Kraid. And as part of the accommodations for you possibly not having had this platform is here, the design of that, I guess I stole from redesign, but I feel like it's okay to do that because it's like, there's not really much you can do with this tile. So also, Kraid has a lot more health because he's meant to be the second boss of the game. Oh wow, I got 2 super there. If this was regular Kraid, I could have gotten some, if I were fast enough and I knew how to do it, I could have gotten a quick kill or something. And Kraid, I think, takes 9 supers, don't quote me on that. And he takes more than the original, and it's enough, I guess. I really hope this recording turns out properly. The recording thingy in the top right corner of my screen says it's still recording. I just hope it's recording the mic, because I've done multiple tests of that, but I don't want to, man, I am sucking at this fight. I am missing super missiles left and right, hitting his claw, hitting the top of his face, not hitting in the center of his face where his mouth is. Case in point, I'm supposed to be good at this game. And normally I am, but maybe Let's Play curse. The fact that I'm having to focus on talking and somehow coming up with something interesting to say while I'm doing this, even though this is my first time ever doing this, and I feel like this is a bit of quite a difficult endeavor for me to do, to try and speak for 2.5 hours. At least I assume this is going to take like 2.5 hours. I'm already 1 hour and 4 minutes into this recording. But either way, the fact that I'm so not used to having to focus on all of these things is most likely going to reflect in how I'm playing the game. And I'm sure if any of you have watched Let's Plays, you've heard of the Let's Play curse, where you suddenly are terrible at a game when you start, as soon as you get on camera. Whoa. what? Kraid just gives you missiles? Well, this is a throwback to Metroid 1, because watch the missile count. If you've already seen the previous video, you know what it does. But either way, I now have 130 missiles. But I just kind of like that. It also made it so I don't have to hide as many random missiles in places. But partially it was just because I thought it was kind of funny. The fact that, hey, it's kind of like in the original Metroid where you get 75 missiles from Kraid. And there I go again, using speed up to do things. It's just a moment. I really shouldn't, because that's, I guess, somewhat unprofessional. And at some point, probably for version 1.1, I'm gonna make this room also have a room say like this room does, so that all the enemies disappear once you beat Kraid. But I've already told like lots of people that I'm releasing the hack today. And I'm just gonna like, no, I'm not gonna do that. But either way, overall I think I've done a pretty good job making sure that the hack is pretty polished. Yeah, the mic is still in the right spot. I hope none of, like, yeah, I'm definitely really hoping that I don't lose any of this, because that would suck if I had to either publish this with, like, half of the commentary and then, like, the rest of it, like, glitched out and disappeared, or having to re-record this and spend another like 2.5 hours recording this, and that would not be fun. I wouldn't really want to do that, and I would just be like, screw it, I'm gonna put up what I've already recorded, then I'm just gonna release the hack and just be like, I'm done with this. Oh yeah, now that we have grapple, I can go show what I can go get X-ray. And I failed that jump, but oh well. Overall, I'd say it was decent at this game, I guess. I guess a lot of my skill comes from my knowledge of the game, especially Super Metroid Recovery, because, you know, I made it, but... And just another random missile tank sitting there. So, if you didn't go straight to the wrecked ship, you would find yourself, this is like a way that you can get out without wall jumping, is how you can go up here. But if you didn't go to... I guess it's Let's Play curse again, even though this isn't even a Let's Play, this is just... for all intents and purposes it is, but it's also kind of like a... showing you what I made. This is how you would get down, those are bomb bots. And that's where you would go to get down after you get bombed if you didn't go to the wrecked ship. And you could do a couple miscellaneous sequence break type stuff, things there. Another missile tank randomly sitting here. You can get this as soon as you get missiles. You just have to tank the spike damage. But it's, I guess, yeah, it's easier to get it once you get grapple, because you don't have to worry about, especially because at this point you'll have a lot more energy tanks, and the amount of damage that the spikes deal to you is much less important. So you can just kind of grapple through with a lot less worries about what you're going to, like, what the room leads to. I don't think that was the proper thing to say, that, like, you can grapple through here without worrying about dying. Man, I am just nailing it with this commentary. And there's X-ray. It's useful, I guess. There's not, I guess, yeah, there are probably a good amount of things that you can find using X-ray, but it's there because it has to be there, because it's not, like, really a complete hack without it. I don't know. It's in the same place, but you get to it in a completely different way, and you can't find this with X-ray, but this is like an easy way out. Just like, hey, you somehow found this, so now you know how to get through here more quickly, I guess. I'm gonna try to damage boost this or something. Hey, I totally got it. If I ever try to speedrun my own hack, I'll learn how to damage boost more. Because I've done a bit of damage boosting, like playing Super Metroid Redesign Axial to do a few sequence breaks in that hack, but overall I'm really not good at damage boosting, and I feel like that's fine because that's a completely optional thing. just in the game that you can't do. But the reason I'm leaning back here is because you probably remember the fact that I mentioned that those doors I've beaten trade now, so now those doors are open, so now there's things to get. Things to be done. I don't know what I'm singing. I don't think it's even singing. But, oh well. Maybe I can start talking in a sing-songy voice. Maybe we can just show that you can get this much more easily with high jump and you don't need wave beam. I don't know. I guess I'm trying to fill in space. I guess I should have expected that I would run into a lot of blocks when it came to what I was gonna say. I shouldn't be too surprised, and I'm honestly not that surprised, but I'm trying. I hope y'all understand. If there's even people who watch this. I don't expect to get massive amounts of people who watch this, but to all 10 of you, maybe. More than 10, but honestly, like, it doesn't make that much of a difference to me, but I want to have this out there. For the people who actually, like, I guess, care enough, they can learn more about the hack by watching this video of me playing it, or they can just play it and then watch this and get more insight as to why I did the design decision type things I did. Why did I do that? That was such a waste of a super missile. Bleh. But, I don't know. Maybe it's like a psychological thing that I like, just knowing that I've done something like this before, and like the pride of knowing that I made a video of me playing my hack, and that people can see it, and that it's a thing that exists. I guess. I don't know, I'm not a psychologist. I'm not even in AP psychology. And so I really don't know, like, most of, like, psychology stuff I know is, like, at least not, basically nothing. I should stop talking about psychology because I don't know, like, psychology, just in general. Also, there's a map dot, not a map dot, an item dot here because there's an energy tank here. If I didn't have that item dot there, you probably wouldn't find that, but that's why that's there. I guess I could be somewhat inconsistent with whether or not I mark in things like that on the map, based on how well I hide it. Also, this room is another glaring example of my utter love for this palette blend. I hope that this isn't, like, annoying to see so many rooms with this palette blend. It's just, I think it looks so cool. I made these things visible when you store it. Yes, you can. Alright. One of the last things I did when I was working through, like, so, let me rephrase that. One of the last things I did before this point in making the hack was I went down the room list of all parts of the hack, and I checked every single room for any possible, like, tiling errors or various errors. But what I also did was I made it so a lot of scenery objects were set to the air full X-ray setting. At least that's what they call it, to the point where it's the setting where, for those of you who don't know, it's an air tile, but it won't show up as an air tile when you use the X-ray scope. It'll still retain its look. So you won't, like, these tiles are air tiles, you can pass through them, but you can still see them with X-ray, instead of X-ray revealing that they're not there. That's another save room, I guess, to show off that that's a save room. Oh, and I forgot to make the video about the Spawn's weakness that I alluded to in one of the earlier posts that I made about this hack, was that Spawn has a secret weakness, but I guess I'm not going to get to show it. Maybe I'll make a separate video afterwards explaining what it is, because I think it's quite funny, and it's related to a video that I've made earlier. It wasn't originally intended to be, but that's just so happens to be what it was. Also, even though this isn't Green Burnstone, this doesn't really fit with being in the middle of Redwood Stone suddenly spell spawn. I guess. It's kind of a lot harder to move spell spawn because you don't really find all that many 3x1 rooms, or 1x3 or whatever you want to call it, whether you go horizontal or vertical first when you're calling it, it doesn't really matter, I guess. At least you don't see, like, I don't even know if there are other rooms in the game that have this same structure where it's, the doors are like this, so it's not really a boss that I can, with the restrictions I have with how I can build the map, that I can feasibly move. There are other bosses that I can do that with, but this is not one of them. So spell spawn is kind of just stuck in the same place. And I'm taking damage, but spell spawn also has a lot more health because, you know, you fight him a lot later. And no, he does not give you super missiles. Partially because I'm pretty sure no, I don't think you have to have supers. But if you don't have supers by the time you get to this point, then you're either like, oh, that shot killed him. Either you're like a low % runner, or you just somehow missed that super missile tanking phase there. Which I don't know exactly how you would do that unless you intentionally skipped it, which is kind of weird. Why would you ever intentionally skip a super missile tank unless you were low % running? But I digress. It's the ice beam. And then another random missile. You get to hear the item jingling. And there's a lot of item jingling that goes on because there's lots of items. This is supposed to be like a psych. You missed the item, you could wall jump back up here, you could go around, or you could just know it's there. You could call it mean, but really it's not like I put crumble blocks like at the bottom of the shaft, so you have to go all the way around. You can still go wall jump back up. This room is meant specifically to show you that the red space pirates are weak to the ice beam. These space pirates normally take 5 missiles to kill, or a super missile, but instead you can kill them in 4 shots with the ice phaser, or I think 9 shots with the regular ice beam. And all these doors are now unlocked now that you've beaten spell spawn. These are sort of integrated into the environment, these gates, but I liked to show off the fact that there's the horizontal and vertical copies to make remote gates. So the gimmick with this room is so annoying, but is that the switch on the opposite side of the room, a switch will open the gate on the opposite side of the room. This headset is killing my ears. Like, not because of the noise, but because of like this. They're not the best headphones. I kind of have to have that to get the microphone to be able to record things. So I guess it's the best I can settle for what I have right now. It's enough. At least I have a microphone that I can use to record this with. It's still recording things. Either way, yeah. What was I gonna say? Also, I felt like this was kind of a fun thing to have suddenly it's raining inside and it's using the white Red Star palette. And then you get a super missile. Dang it. I really need to stop doing that, is just randomly using speed up to get through things, because that's, I guess it's unprofessional. And oh yeah, this stuff is also locked. Stop wasting supers, but it actually doesn't matter all that much, because there's a missile recharge right around here. So this is the underside of that room. These two are the same room. They use the same palette thing and everything. This is an example of the usefulness of the fact that this reload super missiles is now, I have all 25 of my supers. This is one of the rooms I submitted for Room of the Month. I never actually won Room of the Month. Not really that bitter because I'm not the best at doing stuff like this, but mostly I was proud of this part. I feel like this hallway in this room turned out really well. Because of, like, it's such a mishmash of, like, the structure is not too uniform, but it's aesthetically interesting. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. Because it's I guess somewhat unique, and it's not like it doesn't seem like it was. It doesn't. It's what am I trying to say? It's not too basic. Like it's a complex type of room where its structure is not cluttered, but it still looks interesting, and that's why I thought it was kind of cool. And then you have this little grapple you can get out of if you don't want to. If you don't want to wall jump up, you can just grapple because it will force you to have to use grapple. Now I'm going to show a room that I rarely enter when I'm playing this hack, but it's a useful room if you don't know where you're going. It's not only is that room that leads into here from the right side open, but the room from the left side is open too, so you can go through this room, and you can get another instance of the red space by doing the ice beam. And as you pass through here, you will see you are back in Green Birdstar. Hi, Green Birdstar. Bye, Green Birdstar. I don't think I'm coming back here. There's not really. That failed. I just slammed into that space pirate's face. The top part of the room, I'm not as proud of the bottom part of the room, but I guess it's pretty interesting. Actually, it's sort of interesting. It has some pretty neat moments to it. This room I'm also pretty proud of, mostly the later version of this room, but I digress. There are a lot of rooms that looked pretty bland when I first made them, but at least I think I made them a lot better looking when I went back through a lot of the rooms and rebuilt them in a way so that they had the similar structure to what I originally built them with, but they look better. They're more aesthetically pleasing, they're less bland, and I guess that means about the same thing, but either way, I hope that the rooms look pretty good, and I hope that it doesn't because of the fact that I made a lot of the rooms different, that it doesn't feel like you're playing a half-hack. Because even though this is a half-hack, what my goal essentially was that it doesn't feel like you're playing a half-hack, even though you know it. Does that make any sense? I think it makes sense. It makes sense in my head. Then again, a lot of things make sense in my head that don't make sense in real life. I guess I'm weird like that, but then again, I guess a lot of people are like that. Things are different when they think about them in their head. So this is one of them, possibly. Or maybe the rooms actually do look good, which some of them I think definitely do, others more debatable, maybe. Not all the rooms are Room of the Month worthy. And now it is finally time to go back into Northair, the part that I said that you were supposed to have the ice beam. I really hope that, like, my accent and everything isn't making it hard to understand me, because that was a big problem when I was younger, and just, like, a thing in general, and I think it still is a thing. If any of you watching this saw my video about the Anglican Reformation, you'll know, one of the things that I had to do while I was making that video is I had to make sure that I enunciated my words a lot, to make sure that people can understand them, because even when I was listening to them, I was having a little bit of a hard time understanding what I was saying. Also, that's the unused mini Crocomire enemy. I feel like, hey, I might as well use this at some point. Hey, this is a pretty good room I can use it in. Totally not, this is a totally, like, suspicious spot that you can bomb through. This room is there. It's there to be aesthetically pleasing. That's where you originally get the item. I guess another form of room connections being different is the fact that these rooms connect up differently. So that's a thing. Yeah. You get a missile here. There's lava up here. Using door-dependent FX1 data type stuff to determine where all the lava is based on what door you go in. It's kind of fun. It can be annoying. I didn't do it in too many rooms, but it's a thing, and I made use of it where I wanted to. And then, if you're really gutsy, oh, you have the berries. This could be another place I can get your first super mission type, I guess. I think the multi-violers are weak to ice. That or the ice beam deals enough damage to freeze them in one shot. I don't know for sure. Some of the rooms I feel like are a bit more samey than others. This room, you have the rising lava, so you basically are going to take damage when you go through this, but if you have... It takes like an energy tank. If you're really fast and you're really good, yeah, like I took less than an energy tank of damage when I went through that, so it's not that bad. I hope people aren't annoyed by the fact that you have to go down into rising lava to do this. This room also used to be structured differently, but I made it better so that you can traverse it without high jump. This is... The lower parts of Nullfair is really when I had to... When I doubled down on trying to make sure that you can navigate without high jump, because there was always the very high chance that you could have gotten to this place without high jump. I guess that's also was part of how I made the why am I like losing words? Also, you can freeze these guys to get across more safely, or you can just take it like a boss or something like that. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, the room with the exposed one, the gigantic room, is I had to make a lot of edits to that room. Now this is kind of a funny thing some guy found while they were playtesting my hack. Let's see if I can get it to work. Yes, this. If you use the grapple beam randomly up here, you'll like grapple onto something somehow, and it'll clip you into that. It's pointless, and it's just kind of fun to mess around with that. And then this kind of leads up here. There's no more item in this room, but what this does do is like you go up here. Oh no, it's a super missile gate from the other side that I can't open and get around to where that is. And now I'm in lava and dying. There we go. Is that if you go across here, I make more use of the remote gate thing. And you can open the super missile gate from over here. I just really like that concept, and I think it's kind of a cool thing, so I use it a lot in different parts of this hack. You'll notice, as I say. And as soon as I open that door, this great door is gone. Wahahaha. So now you can pass through this area freely. And maybe I should fix that snowing thing. I don't know how many of these things that I am noticing I'm going to fix, because I don't know how much I'm going to remember them by the time I'm actually like implementing final changes to them. Also, this video is going to take a monstrous amount of time to upload. It doesn't affect any of you watching, because by the time you're watching this, of course it's already uploaded, but it's not going to be fun for me. I should probably stop talking about like me, because that's not really what you're here for, most likely. I'm just going to go off the assumption that most of you are here to watch the hack, because there are a lot of people like on the Metroid construction website that have been following me like while I was making the hack. I think they're probably pretty happy to know that the hack is done and that the hack is going to be released, so that I guess they're kind of happy that they'll get to see the hack in action. Is it a pseudo semi-pointless room? Not really, but you need power bombs to get through that. And this leads back around to the other side of that wave beam gate. I'm just kind of gonna show that. Lots of collapsing bridge type stuff. I probably shouldn't be breaking all of them. Yeah, this is the other side of that. And I'm gonna take some lava damage. And then that leads back around to the other side of that. but there's also more parts to this room. Is that even though you don't have power bombs here, or even if you don't have power bombs, you can get around there by killing this and falling down here. Now, if you get trapped down here, never fear, you can tank lava and go through that if you really want to get out. But you can also just kind of go around, and this is kind of fun, I guess. This is like, if you have like the back cave or something, or the screw attack, this is a decent grinding spot. This used to be a much better grinding spot, but I decided to make it different because, for the sake of making the room different, I guess is a good way to explain it. A lot of rooms, not every room is created equal. Not every room I really had the motivation to put a massive amount of effort into, which is probably not the best thing. And I probably shouldn't be saying that out loud to the people who are gonna probably be playing this hack. If any of y'all watching are gonna play this hack, I probably shouldn't be saying that out loud, but it happens. And then this is kind of like, ooh, there's something here, but I need power bombs to get to, so you don't have power bombs. But you opened up this other area that you've seen. But like, yeah, not all rooms are created equal. Some rooms I kind of just changed for the sake of making sure that all the rooms were changed in some way. And that becomes prevalent in some rooms of the hack. It's like, this is eerily similar to the original room. And you're right, because I should stop talking about that, because that's like discrediting my own work. I don't know what that's really called. That door is locked because I'll explain it later. Either way, this room, I also was very restricted in what I could do with it because of lack of level data. There are a lot of rooms like that because they're so simplistic in the original game that they take up so little level data that they didn't allot for much more space, much more level data for that room in the original ROM. So, you can't do much with them without repointing the level data pointer. Which, some rooms I was willing to do that for, other rooms I wasn't willing to do that for. Anyway, I've gone in circles enough and not really gotten enough, not really like made progress to the point where I should probably just go fight Crocodile. Hi, Crocodile. I should probably stop trying to imitate him. Crocodile's not all that bad if you have a strong control beam, and if you don't mess up like I do. Some hacks have some pretty interesting, like, I guess, crocodile fights. And the fact that all these noises are going on is cutting out most of the music. I'm just gonna use super missiles on them. 1, 2, 3. He's gonna pilot things. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. He takes different. If y'all didn't know, Crocodile takes different amounts of steps back based on how much damage he deals. If he doesn't have a set health bar, like Charge Beam was sending it back 2 steps, and the Super Missile was sending it back 3 steps. So knowing how many steps back each individual thing sends is useful when it comes to dealing with him quickly, because you know when he's going to open his mouth again, because you know how many steps back the thing is going to lead him. I never fully understood the thing that like some tasks will do, like they'll point this kind of in time with the music. It's kind of an entertaining thing to do because tasks in moments of downtime kind of have to be entertaining, otherwise they're not really very pointful. It's just kind of them standing there and it's not very interesting. Don't get me wrong, tasks are amazing to watch, but I like that they do some things in downtime, like if they have spare time where they're just waiting on something, that they'll do interesting things. Probably some of my favorite tasks are Paper Mario 1000 Year. I'm gonna go ahead and save here, I haven't saved in a while. Probably some of my favorite tasks are those of Paper Mario and Paper Mario 1000 Year Door. Great games, great tasks of them, how they can just completely and utterly destroy them. And I messed up. But, oh well, now you get to see the bottom of this room that you now just need grapple to traverse. But now that Crocomile has been beaten, this locked door is unlocked. The reason that the door is locked is because I don't want you to be able to get to Crocomile from the other side, because that causes a whole that is not the best thing to have happen, and I am really hating at this map thing. Maybe it's entertaining to watch me fail, but in fact it probably is. Either way, I beat you, chasm that I brought upon myself by being the one who made it. Anyway, it's time for Lower Norfair. And maybe you're wondering, Nerd, why are you going into Lower Norfair? You don't even have the gravity suit. Well, that's just because that's how the hack is. The boss order is different in the hack. You beat Phantoon, or at least you're supposed to beat Phantoon, then Kraid, then Ridley, then Dragon. There was enough sequence breaks you could beat, like, Phantoon, then Ridley, then Dragon, then Kraid. You could save Kraid for last if you really wanted to. All that jazz. Acid. It's not fun. That's partially why I say it, because so when I release the hack, you display what you think like the difficulty rating of the hack is. This Lower Norfair specifically is why I'm most likely going to rate the hack as the veteran difficulty. Because there's this Lower Norfair mostly because you don't have gravity suit when you go into Lower Norfair is why it's honestly kind of challenging because things deal so much damage and there's so many places that you can mess up and die. But just in general, I feel like the hack is more so veteran difficulty. And oh no, gold pirates, I can't beat them. Also, just kind of a funny thing, they're somewhat weak to bombs. It takes a lot of bombs to beat them, but you can kill them with bombs. And this room especially is why, like, this room is annoying. Like, but this room, it's very easy to take a lot of damage in this room. Case in point by the fact that I'm almost dead. Power bombs also makes this room way easier. Thank goodness for reserve tanks. Oh, I'm almost dead. This is not good. I'm really glad I put an energy recharge later here, but I am officially worried because this next room, so there's y'all know the room in the original Super Metroid where there's the giant rising acid room. This is the equivalent in this hack, and oh, it's fun. Actually, it's not too bad, as long as you know what you're doing. First off, there's a... Yes, I made the jump. There's a missile tank over here to kind of encourage you to explore the room a bit more. The lava doesn't go all the way to the top of the room. It goes down to up to about the level of these platforms. So if you're up to this level, then you're safe. Actually, if you're up to this level, then you're safe. And yeah, I think I'm gonna live. Yeah, that's about as high as the acid goes. And if you go back in there from this door, the acid will be up there when you enter the room. Another instance of door-dependent FX data. Unfortunately, the missile tanks don't, or the energy tanks don't refill reserves. I mean, the energy recharges. But you take what you can get, I guess, because I'm fine with that as long as I get my energy refill. It's mostly this section of the game that's hard, but like even for me, it's annoying because it's Lower Norfair and you don't have space jump and you don't have screw attack and you don't have gravity suit. You're very low equipped. Like you don't have much of it. But you might be wondering why I'm going around this area. Well, you can see that there's a circle there, so I am coming up on a major upgrade that I am very much looking forward to. That was a weird noise that space pirate just made. I hope I'm not the only one who heard that, because, yeah, the game will occasionally make weird noises, and I guess that was one of them. Maybe weird combinations of the noises. I don't know. As you can see, there's another missile gate, and the gate's right here, where the switch is. If you don't have high jump, this room is much harder, and even with high jump it can be annoying, because of how I had to integrate this gate into the environment made this swing harder, because of the things to the left of it. And now, it's quiet. Too quiet. But no, it couldn't be. Gold Chorizo! This isn't where you're supposed to be. Also, another one of the little hidden weaknesses I made. Gold Chorizo is really weak to missiles. And this boss fight goes over really quickly if you just use missiles on him. You have to use super missiles so that you can hit him with the missiles so he doesn't dodge it, which makes it more difficult, I guess, because you also have to use super missile ammo, but it's all worth it once you get this item. I'm sure you can probably guess what the item is, because, well, it's Gold Chorizo, but no one knows there. Even though we don't have space jump, we can still get the screw attack. It's just like Metroid 1. You have the Varia suit, you have the screw attack, you have the ice beam, no gravity suit, no space, even though I have space up. Oh well, gravity suit is very welcome in this little affair. But also what you can do, now that you've gone through here and all that stuff, you can go through this gate, and you'll find, hey, these are a bunch of bomb blocks. I'm just gonna screw attack through all of them. Hey, this was the same room the entire time. But I guess it's the type of thing where because you can't really go through that room without you have to have wave beam to get through that gate, so if you have wave beam when you go through there, you can't skip that section. But I don't recommend it because then you miss that missile tank and you miss the energy recharge and the missile recharge. But it's there for those of you who want to do stuff like that and skip the game, I guess. Options. That's what non-linearity is all about. Options. You have options to do these kinds of things. This is lagging so much. Now that you have screw attack, even though you could do this way earlier, now it's way easier to get through these. Just because it's screw attack. And you probably saw in that earlier room that was originally really hard with all those gold space pirates. I just rammed there. I just like trucked through that entire room with the screw attack. One of the few grinding spots that I put in, like there's not very many grinding spots in this hack. So that's one of them. Make use of it, even though there's also an energy recharge pretty close to here. You see, this is where you originally get screw attack, but it's not anymore. This is another energy recharge, but I have full energy, so it doesn't really affect me. But instead of getting screw attack, you get a different upgrade, and you probably can guess it by the fact that there's backwards gates. Because backwards gates is usually a sign. Usually, you will be foreshadowed to the fact that there's an upgrade of a particular type coming up when you see what that upgrade is good against around where you're using it. Does that make any sense? I like to think that it does. But I could be completely wrong. I usually alter this stalactite. But if you haven't guessed at this point, you get the wave beam. I really butchered that. usually I'm better with singing stuff, but I guess not right now. Let's play curse. But now you can go backwards through all the gates. And I hope whistling isn't like ear piercing on whatever you're listening to this video. Come on, gate. There we go. And I hope me occasionally like singing along to parts of the music isn't annoying, but I love the soundtrack of this game, so I guess you'll have to get used to it. Sort of. I just hope that that's not an annoying thing to you. Anyway, these rooms are very different in like structure from what they originally were. Like this used to be a rising acid room with like fireball things going across the floor. Now it's just a room with a red key hunter. And this room used to have like a whole bunch of gold space pirates and like the temple type tile type stuff. Man, I really hate not speaking well right now. But now it's just like another path. And it also leads to this, like you can go about here. And hey, we're right around where that powerbomb thing was, and it's blocked by another powerbomb thing. And there's a door here. In the original game, this is the I think it's the Mushroom House, but it might... No, I think this is the Mickey Mouse house. Oh, some of you might know what I'm talking about. Because it looks kind of like Mickey Mouse's head. And, yeah. That's essentially why they call it that. But this kind of goes around here. There's some red key hunters. There's some multi-violas. I don't know why they're called multi-violas. I guess because I think the original enemy is called a viola. I don't know. I don't play the viola, so I don't really have like jokes to make. But you'll see this loops straight back to this room. So it's kind of like a circle, but you can go upwards through this and just go this way if you wanted to. Once again, I guess options, non-linearity. You can completely skip this part if you know where to go. And it makes loops on itself, and there's different paths you can go in, and all that jazz. Man, I'm almost at the 2-hour mark. I'm still on the lower number. I guess I am going a lot slower than I do normally. But I want to show off lots of parts of this hack. And if it takes me 3 hours to get through this, then it'll take me 3 hours to show this. But I want to be thorough-ish. I also don't want to kill my ears with these headphones. Also, the way we can hit the gold space pilots, you don't need plasma beam, which we're nowhere near the plasma beam right now. But I guess also you can do some attack. And this shows you, oh, we're doing another one of those rooms with the gates with the super missile gate stuff. No, that wasn't attacking. I thought I saw attacking. If you don't have high jump, you have to do lots of stuff with like the grappling across this. And you're much more restricted with how you can go through the rooms. But I have high jump. Ooh, another switch. Are there multiple gates? And yes, there are. There are 3. And I've opened up 2. Third one is right down here. And I'm gonna try and jump backwards through here. There we go. This is like a quick and easy passage out if you don't want to use up 3 supers. Now this part of the room, like, you can see that this leads down here with the power bombs. And right in here, you also need power bombs. Because this rock needs to be broken with power bombs. So I'm really hoping that this isn't like annoying, like you're trapped between 2 power bomb spots and a super missile spot, and making people like want to turn around, because you can still go through here, you just have to shoot here or here and you can fall down this way. I hope that's not like suddenly hidden enough. I hope people don't think to do that, because otherwise that'd be kind of annoying. The thing that you are going the wrong way when you are actually going the right way and then turning back. That's kind of an annoying thing that could happen, that you can have happen to you. But now now we're getting pretty close to Ridley, and that was the last energy tank. Not the last energy tank, that was the last save station for Ridley. Because this route to Ridley is the same as it is in vanilla, except the route is different. And then through here, you can break through this wall. You would notice that we went through crumble blocks when we came down here, so we need power bombs to get back. Those are super missile blocks. Just, I felt like doing that, but finally we have power bombs. By the way, I could have had power bombs way earlier in the hack, but I felt like showing the intended spot where you're supposed to get them. And because of that power bomb block, you're inclined to power bomb here, and it will reveal an extra missile pack. It's like, hey, you're rewarded for using power bombs that you just recently acquired. This is breakable. This is kind of like a speedrunning thing you can use to get back through this part of the room. And then you go down here. Whee! So then this part of this room I built much more recently, but you can go through all this, but it's way faster. Go through the pipe. Bloop bloop bloop. And then maybe grind a bit of the bugs. Possibly. I hope this isn't going to watch. Ow. But super missiles are good to have. Power bombs are also nice to have, even though they're like Ridley isn't particularly weak to power bombs. But this is something that I did with the Ninja Pirate. Hear that? See the screen shaking? That's rising acid. You now have some time pressure to get rid of these Ninja Pirates. And oh no, it's the acid! Be swift, or else you will be engulfed in the acid and you will be taking lots of damage that you don't want to be taking right before you fight a pretty tough boss. Yeah, those shot blocks get destroyed there, but what you're supposed to do is kind of go through here and then see, oh no, this is blocked off. You can blow this up with power bombs. You'll see that when we go back around. But what you're supposed to do if you don't have power bombs when you're going through here and you get power bombs on the way back, is you go up through the top of the room. But you can also blow this up with power bombs. Either way works. This is really starting to blow my ears. Not the music or the sound, just the headphones. I hope I'm not complaining too much about that, but it really is a pain. And this is kind of like an interesting idol fight. Because you're on a tripper, wall fighting the idol, and you have to kind of shoot in waves of missiles to make sure that you can shoot past its projectiles, while still trying to hit it in the process. Now this Ridley room is quite fun. I hope to be able to show off how you can cheese him. If he will cooperate. And he's not going to. Basically what you can do is you can, if you're lucky, you can trap Ridley in those bomb blocks as they reappear. And you can, he'll get stuck, and you can just wail on him after that. And then that basically trivializes the entire fight. I didn't think about that at first as a thing that you can do, but it is a thing that you can do. And it's really fun when you get it. And I am losing a lot of health here. Really, why you have to deal so much damage. I am really not doing that well with this. I really hope I don't die. That would suck. He's be dying. I don't think he's dying. Thank you, Mr. Thanks for being there. Please die, Ridley. Dang it. Oh, come on. I almost got that. That was annoying. I'm sorry I died. It's a good thing I saved there. Well, now we get to make our way back to things that we've already been through, and that's kind of boring, but it's just the way of life. I died at my own hack. Isn't that just embarrassing? But I guess that's goes to show why it should be a veteran rating, because it has difficulties even for the creator of the hack to get through. And of course, this all depends on like what upgrades you have when you go through here. Like there are other upgrades that you can get when you go here that would make this fight way easier. But I'm not doing that. I guess this is sort of a challenge, so like a challenging route to go through. But you've seen this all before. I'm gonna try to come up with things to say while I'm going through all of this. But I don't know if I'll be able to, so I apologize if this is somewhat boring. And I can't really do cuts because I don't really have like good video editing software to do stuff like that. So you get what you get and you don't throw fit? I don't know. Sorry. I should have been better at the fight and not died, because now this is just kind of wasting your time seeing me go through again. Feel completely free to skip to when I get back to Ridley, because I won't be offended, because this is kind of boring to watch me go through. So by now we're just reading things, and I really should suck less when I'm fighting Ridley. Make sure I'm full on all of my ammo, etc., ad infinitum, ad astrum, forever and ever. With zero, my hero, how wonderful you are. Something like that. Any of y'all watched the Schoolhouse Rock? Dang it. Almost got it. And I'm gonna go the faster and safer and everything better way of going through this room. Bye! So now I'm just I'm struggling to find things to say. This is hard. I guess this is also giving me a new appreciation for Let's Players and how hard it is for them to do this kind of stuff. Because they have to be able to do this, like, as a job, essentially. And that takes something, like, a real dedication to doing this that I don't have, like, the experience to do, or like skills. Like I haven't done this well enough that I could consider myself good at this. Frankly, this commentary is probably pretty trash, but it's my first time I need the experience to learn to do this. And I'm failing again. Just stay doing that with me. Just do the same thing again and again. And is he dead? Oh my gosh, he's dead. He died way faster that time. Did I hit him with most supers? I don't know. But I don't care. I beat him this time. Okay, you can come back now. I beat Ridley. And we get the gravity suit, which makes this way less dangerous to get through, but that's why this is hard in general, because you can't have the gravity suit when you're going through this the first time, because this is where you get the gravity suit. Also, the bomb blocks add to the challenge, but they also make the possibility of you being able to choose Ridley, which I got neither time. Someday I need to make a video of me specifically doing that, because that is... I need to remember that I don't have space jump right now. Even though I have screw attack with the gravity suit, I do not have space jump. Yeah, that is something I'm going to have to remember, at least until I get space jump. Which is in the not too distant future, and I'm at 2 hours. Wonderful. Yeah, I'm definitely not getting the sub 2 hours. Like, this isn't a speed run or anything. This is me explaining things. You already know what you're watching. You don't need me to explain it. If you've made it this far, thank you for putting up with me being a bad commentator. But thank you for putting up with my first timer commentary. And I feel like I'm also gonna look back on this in hindsight and think like, what was I thinking? Why was I saying that? But this is just what I'm saying in the moment, I guess. It's the best I'm doing right now. I'm trying. I'm probably not getting very good results, but tis the way it rolls. Also, with power bombs, like ways or like shortcuts you can open up. I should probably mention that, yes, I now have power bombs, and yes, power bombs are very useful. Also, map tile that shows that's a morphball passage. I'm not going to say it because I don't think I'm really going to die anymore. You don't always get trapped, that just occasionally happens. Did that? No, that did not. This grapple thing is here if you don't have high jump to make it easier to get out. Also, this is a new map tile. And I'm going to turn this into a demonstration. I've destroyed that power bomb, or those power bomb blocks. Leave the room. They're gone. I never have to worry about them again. They have been demolished, and they are no longer any of my concern. Ow. And as I jump into spikes. But then I collect an energy tank, so it's all good. I think this is also another room that I submitted for Room of the Month a couple months ago. It's pretty good. Not my best work. Once again, I lost. There's like people who submit to Room of the Month with like custom graphics and like much more experience than I do. And they deserve to win because they can make better rooms than me. But it's also kind of annoying that I submitted like 10 or 12 straight Room of the Months or something like that, and I never really got that many votes on any of them. But I'm not bitter. Because there are people with like legitimately really good rooms. And I was just kind of submitting whatever decently looking room I had made for my hack in that month. Some people will make rooms specifically for Room of the Month, and honestly, they deserve to win more than I do because they like try, I guess. This door, you need to be in the room to get through. The other door used to, but now you don't because that would be just kind of annoying. And you get a missile. But you see, it's the same part of this room, so you could just power bomb this column and never have to worry about that. Oh yeah, you can't really go through that. That's a weird slope type thing. You can go down from that, but you can't go up. There's lots of weird things. Another big acid room. There's some secrets in here, but those will be shown up later. And then this room, I really don't like this room. Because it was at a point in my hacking that I was like, I just kind of want to make the rooms for the sake of making the rooms again. So this is a very low quality room that I really should remake at some point. It works, but I've made way better rooms. And this is just a copy of the room where you would get the wave just with a different background. So fact, this is in that same spot, so I really was lazy with this room. I should stop talking about how lazy I was at some points. So, like, actually focusing on the things that I did do well. This room is very different. But this leads back around to where that power bomb thing was. Now we have power bombs, but now we can see where all of these paths meet up. I blocked myself by freezing something in my face. All of the paths converge here. This leads back here, and this leads down here. But you can now go through all of them now that yeah, they can now all be traversed through now that power bombs have been acquired. If I wanted to speak in like third person or something, and I got hit by a bike and slammed myself through a slope. Woo! And why am I failing this simple jump? But anyway, that's just kind of showing off that part of that room. There's not upgrades there. It's just kind of showing, well, it's just kind of a three-way intersection. It's a convergence of paths, if you may, I guess. Some high-speed stuff that can go up, breaking through the wall. This is the original exit from Lower Norfair, but this is still a part of Lower Norfair in the hack. Oh no, combo blocks. Psych power blocks. You can go through this either way, because frankly I'm not the biggest fan of one-way passages. Down here, this connects back to this one. Through here and through here. So you can go through either one. And either one will lead you to an item. But you have to go through both at some point to get all of the items, which I plan on doing. And I'm missing a lot of energy tanks. A lot of them are like Maridia and stuff like that. Welcome to the new Bubble Mountain. I think this room leads to the one power bomb tank that I think you have to have power bombs to get to. Because this area you can't get to without power bombs. But it has a power bomb in it. All the other 4 locations of power bombs I'm pretty sure you can get without power bombs. That is an A. I feel like this room could be kind of annoying because of the maze-like nature of this, but if you have X-ray scope, you can just look at the solution, essentially. So, it's not that bad, plus it's not very annoying of a maze. And I don't use the air-full X-ray tiles to, like, show, or, like, to block off what the things are. No, the passages are clearly shown using X-ray. Kind of go up through here. Then guess where this is leading? It's another one of the items that's in its original location, because it's kind of hard to move where it is because of what happens with it. I'm sure y'all have already guessed. It's Speed Booster. But there's a whole bunch of blocks here. It's just so it's like, because I like that in another room in Vanilla, they have you running with Speed Booster and breaking through a whole bunch of blocks. So I kind of like that, and I wanted to implement that to this part of the room. Even though this room is identical, except for the fact that it has acid in it. Whee! I don't know why I did that, it's just kind of fun. You get to see all those after images of Samus as you go through the door. You get to break through all the blocks, you get to blast through all the space pipes, it's a fun time. I enjoy that room. It's fun. Now we're basically done here. I need to check the map. I'm pretty sure, yeah, I've gotten everything there is to get in Norfair. With one exception of things that requires me going through Norfair. It doesn't require, but isn't actually in Norfair. And you will see in another one of the things that I'm kind of proud of the fact that I made, and I like that. Also, this is showing off the other side of that speed booster thing. Now that we have speed booster, we can go through it. And as promised, I like that. I enjoy it. Just kind of blast through the room and end up on the other side of it. But now we're finally out of Lower Norfair, which also encompasses East Norfair. So it's like South, Southeast, and East Norfair. It's a lot. I like Lower Norfair, that's why it's really big. Even if it doesn't make very much sense. Now you may be wondering, hey, nerd, you said you had everything. But yes, but there's one other thing that will soon make itself clear. But now I don't have to worry about the lava at all because gravity is super. So you see this? That is important. And so is this. I love this part. This was a pretty early thing that I came up with, and it stuck with it because I like it. Please tell me that stuck. Okay, yes it did. Enjoy. Because why not? And I'm finally gonna go back through this room and actually get that missile tank that needed bombs because I had forgotten about it. I think I've gotten everything in almost everything in Brinstar. Mostly what's left is Maridia. Yeah, there's a lot of things left in Maridia. And oh wait, yeah, Old Brinstar. Like the thing I was talking about with the... Actually, no, 3 of the power bombs. No, wait, yeah, 4 of them are accessible without power bombs, because I moved that one. You'll know which one I'm talking about when I get there. Because I'll say it now. I don't need to. But yeah, Old Brinstar still has upgrades yet, so we will be showing off everything that you can do there, because now you can get everything there, because we have speed booster. Also, this is fun. I like this. But there's another thing to do here. In fact, I'm just coming up with all sorts of things for myself to do. And I keep failing at it. And I keep running into enemies. There we go. I don't know exactly. I feel like I should make a better hint for the fact that that's there. Maybe the suspiciousness of the fact that those are speed booster blocks will at least lead you well enough to the conclusion that there's something there. I don't know. Oh wow, that was cool. And if you somehow didn't get the super missile tank there now that you have the wave beam, you can get it even more easily. Hi, Old Brinstar. You have things things that I want. Starting with this. Blast through this room. This is another one of the early things I did. It's gone through a few revisions, namely on what exactly you break through to get the things. Like, the structure of this room has changed a lot, but the general idea of that being a shine spark that you do has remained through that. This is way easier with power bombs because you can just reveal all the bomb blocks. Doesn't reveal all the crumble blocks, but still can be pretty useful. I used to have the thing where power bombs would reveal crumble blocks and super missile blocks and all that. That was another weird noise. Did the video pick that up? I feel like it probably did, but I don't know. I may be going crazy. I hope I'm not going crazy. But I took it out because it got kind of it negated the purpose of the X-ray scope, and by reducing the number of power bombs the players had, the power bombs were more useful as weapons, so they didn't need to have that ability too. I think that's the main reason I changed it. This down here, in the original game, this is your first missile pack. Now this used to be a power bomb pack, but now it's just a missile pack. Very Metroid 1-esque room that I actually stole from Super Metroid redesign. I stole this also, this part is gone because events. I like doing that. I hope Drew's okay with the fact that I basically used that room design for that room. It's a room. It's like a basic room. It's better than it looking like nothing. I have another room similar to it that I made myself. So. Also, why do those map tiles randomly become unmappified? I'm sure you can see it. You know we've been through those map tiles. You may be wondering why we're back here. This is another homage to Zero Mission. Blast a super missile on the Motherbrain's tank and you get a power bomb. This is a power bomb that you can get extremely early on in the game. So, if you know where it is and you're confident with your ability to tank this lava quickly and get out, then more power to you. You get power bombs really early, and you can break through a lot of stuff with that. You can kind of just skip parts of the game and all that jazz. And I'm over 2 hours and 15 minutes into this. I feel like I need to stop commenting on how long I've been going at this, because that's just kind of getting redundant. Oh well. Anyway, the next destination is Maridia. I hope that me commentating like this has given more insight onto at least the why behind some of the designs that I did for the hack. I feel like I'm doing it less than I would have wanted to, but I still hope that it's being useful, or at least being entertaining. Like, I'm sure a lot of you aren't actively watching this because this will be a very long video to actively watch. Like what I do for a lot of videos like this is I'll have it on in the background while I'm doing something else, such as making my own hack. Like, you could listen to me while talking about this stuff while you're making your own hack. And I think that would be a pretty cool thing to do. But just in general, make hacks, because hacking is a very time-consuming, but it's also a very rewarding process. And I recommend it to anyone, especially if you want to go into something like game design, which I do. Is just make hacks, because hacks are good. It's a really good experience, and you also learn kind of like the discipline of how to make something that people would want to play. And you have to have the discipline to control what you want to do and make it more so focus on what is good for the player. If that makes sense. I think that makes sense. Also, this is what the Maridia tube does now. It breaks the bottom, but it says weaken the rock at the top. And this is a save point. I think I'll save here just because. But what has happened in the time that since you have left the room is the rock at the top has collapsed to the bottom. And you are now able to go up there. But I am not, because I'm going to remember to get the missile tank that's in the room directly above where I am now, and not forget it and have it be like the last thing that I get before I go off the turret. This is kind of well hidden, but oh well. Also, you can speed boost with the morph ball on, which is a side effect of speedball. Yeah, basically that's what it does. Either way. Actually, I didn't have a segue from that. Oh well. Now it's time for Maridia. Proper, now that we have the gravity suit. We can kind of go through here. Now we're gonna go ahead and face the next mini-boss. That was not a mini-boss originally, but now is. There's another event POM room. That rock formation should be gone. That was another weird noise. I hope I'm not the only one hearing the weird noises taking place in the hack. And I got damage from that. But you'll notice that there's the door to the right of this room that we never went through. Even now, we had high jump. We could go through this, but I wanted to do this off more when I had more ammo and all that stuff. Oh hey, we have all the super missiles in the game. That's nice. We're getting pretty close to 100%. This area you can traverse without gravity suit if you're pretty good at your underwater wall jumping. And it leads to, I guess, wouldn't you know it, another... really messing this up. Wouldn't you know it, another place that you can get power bombs. It's Shack Tool. He's basically just a tank. Takes a lot of ammo to kill. That's why I wanted to go against him with all those super missiles, because I went from like 46 to 16, because he took that many supers, even though I missed a lot of them. And here you get more power bombs. Even if you don't need power bombs to get here, but you do need power bombs to get out, just like so. Hey, now you have power bombs, you can blast through these rocks. And then you can escape. I've done testing through all these rooms. You can navigate through all these rooms without getting stuck because you don't have gravity. You can navigate through this on high jump because you can't get here if you don't have either high jump or gravity. If you have one but not the other, you can't get here. But now we have even more power bombs. I think... Is that all the power bombs? When I get more power bombs, I'll actually find out if we have all 25. I don't remember. I really should be better at keeping track of all of the stuff that I put in my packet. All the stuff that I have. It's a good learning experience, just as making this hack was a good learning experience for game design. How to take into account the player and not just what you want to do. So too is this a learning experience as to how to, like, talk for 2.5 hours straight without breaks. But I guess I'd say I'm decent at public speaking, so even though this isn't really public speaking because I'm just talking into a microphone, you still have the sense that someone's listening to you because you know that you're recording yourself, and that other people are going to hear your voice like this eventually. Also, that was a fake wall, of course. I'm just gonna shine spark through here so that to save the trouble, like, going around. Whee! And that was a missile door, in case you couldn't see. I usually don't recommend speed boosting here because I always don't jump at the right time for this to— oh my gosh, I actually did it. So one of the things about keeping your speed up when you land is that you can continue to charge a speed boost this way. And that's the entire point about this room, is to make sure that you know that you can do that, and to put the test your ability to do that. I think I have all 25 power bombs, because otherwise— yeah, I do. Alright. I have all the power bombs, and I have all the missiles. I just need a few more energy tanks and a few more missiles. And I think I also have all the reserve tanks. Oh, I forgot to mention, the thing with all the reserve tanks is, there's the reserve tanks that are in Chozo orbs give 150 energy, and the reserve tanks that are in regular, that are out in the open, give 100. So, but there's still only 4 energy tanks, but all the reserve tanks combined gives 500 energy to make the reserve tanks slightly more useful. And that's the other way you can get down there if you don't have speed booster. By going down that way. Another secret passage leads in here. Some more bomb type stuff. This is another room I'm kind of proud of because it's so big, and I was able to integrate the different like parts of the Maridia tile set to make it aesthetically interesting, while it's still being so big and having so many parts. There are a couple really big rooms in Maridia that are like that. I was like, man, that took time to make, and I'm really proud of this room. I hope that y'all enjoy this room too, because it's nice. Unfortunately, this is not one of the power bomb blocks that will stay permanently destroyed when you break it. This is probably a good time to segue. This is that passageway into Maridia that I mentioned that opens up again once you have gone through one side of it. The middle block had an event POM on it, so when we go back, the path shall be open for us to go back, and it'll be permanently open like that. Theoretically, yes. Yay, it worked. I always carry the slight worry that they won't work, because if you hit one of the event POMs, I think if you're on the ground and you run through it, it doesn't activate. At least sometimes it seems like that's the case. And because of that, I always occasionally worry that the event POM won't work properly. Another missile tank in here, but it's denoted by the item dot on the map. And then you can just kind of fall through here. Like, these rooms are still, because these rooms are so big, I can do so many different things with how they're laid out, and how you are supposed to traverse through them. Like, this room is very different in design than the original version of this room in the vanilla game. And probably some version of those skeleton fish. Maybe this should have a name, but I don't at the moment. There we go. I'm almost at 2.5 hours. This little area over here kind of opens up to here, and then you can go up this way. Ow. And I made a little circle here just because it's fun having random platforms floating out in the open. Some of these platforms are here so that you can navigate through parts of this without the gravity suit, which leads into a pretty big secret door that I have planned that you can do. This is another power bomb block that does permanently go away once you go down here. I'm just gonna open that up and go back up here. I feel like this will probably be a 3-hour video. So this room is especially special because it has 2 alternate states. Oh, I destroyed the sand in the room. But I'm also going to show off this part of the room because I never really got an opportunity to. This is the other side of that door that leads to the Meridian Tube. But there's not really much point for me to use it right now. So I'm just going to go back to that room with all the room states to show that off, because there's also a missile there. All the sand is gone. And this is something you speed boost through. But here, there's like all these columns that you broke through, and that will be important later. Because that triggers another room state change. This is kind of well hidden, but I think that by the time you get here, you'd assume, well, of course it's going to be something. It's been that hard to get here, so I might as well check around everything for something. Just 2.5 hours. So what happens, I think this is another one of the things that I like about this, that I did here, is that now that you've broken through those columns, this part of the room is collapsed on itself. So you can just kind of run across it. Oh, this is another one of the parts of the room that you can shine spark through. Just kind of as a little convenience thing that you can do if you're trying to navigate through part of that room quickly. And it's just kind of fun. Just shine spark through the room, and that lock is gone, like it should be. And I hit the Skyzer with the super missile instead of the door. Now this normally leads to the other musical part of Maridia, but now it doesn't. And this is a door, the other part of this room. So this room there, in the original game, this room is pretty big, but I split it up into multiple components. It's all technically one room, but it's split by scroll barriers and different scroll-colored blocks with a bunch of door ASM for the... So this is a shortcut. This triggers room states across multiple rooms. And then there's another missile here. But yeah, that's opening up a shortcut so that you can go to and from this half, or like between these parts of Maridia. Because one of my least favorite parts about the original version of this room is that because the sand leads down, you have to make so many loops back around to this area because you can't go straight back up through it. And because of that, it just adds so much more time to 100% run, and that's annoying. About that. But now we're on the other side of the locked door. Both sides of the door are locked. However, semicolon, however, there's stuff on this side of the room. This is where this part of Maridia starts. Now this is where Spring Ball is really useful, because otherwise you would need Space Jump. Like really well-timed Space Jump, respin stuff to do that. This is why you need Space Jump. You can't, like, you can get through those platforms, but you'll see, especially once I get there again, once I do have Space Jump, is that you can't really get across that gap without Space Jump. I think it's the one that leads to this. And you can't go up through that. Wonderful. Yay, slopes. Luckily that is not perma-stuck because I accounted for all the different paths you can take through this one. Yay. Accounting for things. And then you can get out of here in case you get trapped in there without gravity suit, which is possible because you can get here without gravity suit. The big secret break is that you can get up here. And this is what leads to Space Jump. Because Botwoon now gives you Space Jump. And this is right before Botwoon. Also, Metroids. Because the final mirror I made, Metroids are difficult. Not by increasing the amount of damage they do, but by decreasing the amount of time between shots where it will deal damage, or like decreasing the number of frames between it dealing damage to you. So it technically deals more damage, but it's because it deals damage twice as fast, and it deals the same number of hit points of damage. This is just a Metroid fight. He has more health than he normally does because it's the last area of the game instead of the second to last, and he's guarding Space Jump, a very powerful upgrade. So it only makes sense. I'm not the best at this fight. Luckily there's the missile refill before Dragon that'll refill all my supers before Dragon. There we go. He's nowhere near as annoying to fight as Ridley. And here we have our Space Jump. But I also implemented the change that with Space Jump is that you have kind of the fusion and zero mission style Space Jump, where you can jump even after you've fallen a distance after you've gotten when you're space jumping. But there's like no time delay between when you can space jump, so you can basically constantly be rising when you're space jumping. Like you can mash the jump button and just keep jumping while you're space jumping. And I like that, and that's why I have that as one of the features of the hack. But now that we have space jump, we can get through this part of Maridia. Just kind of go back over this bridge stuff. Yeah, this space jump is so good. That's why it's so late in the hack, is because it's really powerful. But yeah, you can't really get over this without space jump. There's the energy tank in here. These are crumble blocks. Just use the power bomb to get rid of those. The only reason I know the official names of Skyzers and Puyos is because of the hack Super Metroid Arcade. Whenever it puts you in a room with either Skyzers or Puyos, it's always really annoying because they always deal so much damage that it's very easy for them to end your run really quickly. And I learned their specific names so that I could mention the fact that I hate them in my review of that hack. You also need patience to get over this. This is also a whole bunch of strategically splitting parts of rooms to make it seem like they're different rooms. Or like different parts of rooms connected in different ways. I guess that's a better way to say it. So that it doesn't feel like you're traversing the same rooms that you've been traversing since 1994 if you played the game back then. But it feels different because you're traversing through the rooms differently. And this is where the map seems like it ends if you were to come in from this way. But it does not. But this is where I'm sure some of you know that this is where the missile recharge is. Gotta get all my super missiles back. It still says missile reload because I can't really get the thing to make it say ammo reload to work properly because of DC's map patch and it moving all of the icons that are used in the HUD and all that stuff. Because all of that stuff is moved around, I can't really change the text boxes. This is another room I submitted for. It's pretty good, I'll say. It's interesting to traverse. It's not as much visually appealing as it is like gameplay, like appealing to play through, I think. Because there's the different sections of the room. And then there's a giant gap, and then there's this thing. And just because I'm going to refill all my health and save and stuff in here. Just because. Save completed. Now, just because I wanted to, because I like this palette blend a lot. This room isn't filled with water, it's filled with fog. Just because fog. Because fog is cool, I guess. But only before we beat Dragon. After we beat Dragon, it's filled with water again. Now it's time to fight Dragon. Who's just like any normal Dragon fight, just he has more health and I moved around a few of these little background entity thingies, but other than that, the room is about the same. The room after Dragon is always interesting. It was one of the earlier rooms I built, but I've kept it about the same since then. Oh, there's Dragon. I guess I'm sorry I'm being a bit quiet, but it's a fight with Dragon. It's nice to concentrate and be able to land more shots, I guess. Ah! I guess your reaction time is most certainly slowed when it comes to those really fast attacks when you're not paying attention as closely to the exactly when he's coming down. Dang it. A few more missiles should take him down. There we go. There we go. By Dragon, I've now beaten all the bosses. You can go traverse tutorial. I need to remember what missiles have I not gotten. It's always the missiles that I forget. Because I know there's a few left in the wrecked ship. That's the last area. I think I've gotten all the ones that I need. So I just kind of wanted to have fun and have the baby Metroid capsule be in here, but it had to be in the Nullfair palette. So that's why the background looks so weird, because it's the Nullfair tile set, because that's what I had to do to be able to get the baby's capsule to be in there. And now this room is filled with water. Because reasons. You know, I've already forgotten most of the things that I said I wanted to change. I guess they weren't major enough for me to remember. Also, trying to work through this room really fast and convenient. So I feel like I'm just gonna release this version of the hack. I guess. I'm sorry if any of you are yelling at me, like, while watching this. It's like, oh, you forgot that I had to do this. I forgot that I had to do this. I'll catch it at some point and then fix it, like if I rewatch through this video. This is supposed to be a one-way passage. However, I made it specifically so that if you use X-ray, you can flow sand and get through to the other side of these crumble blocks and get through here without space jump. But you still have to have gravity to get up there in the first place. So, there's just that missile tank that's in the room that was directly above the room with the cack attacks, and then a few more in the wrecked ship. That should be everything, plus the plasma beam, but I know what the plasma beam is. The plasma beam, if you hadn't guessed at this point, actually it's not technically in the wrecked ship, it's in Criteria. It's another one of those little callbacks to Zero Mission, but I won't spoil it entirely until we get there. But if me just saying that probably was enough to tip you off on what it is. And no, it's not the Chozo Ruins, Chozodia in Zero Mission. Yeah, god damn, this is hard. I'm getting close to 3 hours. This is probably gonna get over 3 hours. I applaud you if you've made it this far. Not out of, like, I guess, maybe out of desire to, like, see this through to the end. Maybe. But thank you for staying this long, seeing what I have to offer with this hack. I hope you play it at some point. I don't know if all of you are into playing Metroid hacks, but I'll just say they're really fun. some of the really good ones are like Hyper, Super Metroid Redesign, Axial Edition. Z Factor is also pretty good. There are a lot of other really good hacks out there. Some hacks I personally don't like as much, but I can't deny that they're still really good hacks. But just Metroid hacking in general is awesome. And I'll kind of tell the story about that. About 3 years ago, I originally wanted to start getting into Super Metroid hacking because that's when I first learned about it. But I was like, didn't understand it to the point where I couldn't even open Smile. So, but I think it's really good that I didn't know, but I didn't get to until now, because otherwise I probably would have been really bad at it and like been less mature when it comes to like handling things on the forum. I probably would have been like more annoying. People probably wouldn't have liked me as much, and I probably wouldn't have been able to like figure things out myself. It's probably the really big one, because I probably wouldn't have thought of a lot of the solutions to a lot of the problems that I've faced throughout my hacking journey, and quite a journey it has been. But I think it's all been worth it, and I've had a really good time making this hack, and I already have my idea for my next hack. I'm gonna say it like, maybe I'll say the title of it if you stay to the end. Maybe I'll be like one of those YouTubers who's like, you'll get some like insider information if you stay to the end of the video. But, yeah. Because I don't really know what all people would think if they knew my idea. Because it's kind of a silly, but it's kind of a weird idea for a hack. But I think it'd be kind of fun. And it wouldn't, I don't think it would take as long to make as this one did. Mostly this is a lot fewer moves. You'll understand it once I mention what it is. Or at least you should. Well, I guess depending on who you are, like what games you've played, because it's a reference to 2 games. And, this wall's made of speed booster blocks, that's why you can't get this yet. So the reason that the grapple things are vulnerable to plasma is because I had to make these things vulnerable to plasma so that this could happen when you shine spark up this. Because the echoes that come out of the shine spark have the same vulnerability thing as plasma, but the grapple platform thingies share the same vulnerability points as the mech robot thingies. So, moving on to the last 2 upgrades in the game, then it's finally time to move on to Metroid, which is probably one of the areas I'm the most proud of, because it breaks my, I'm gonna go and spoil it. It kind of breaks the rule that I've been following this whole hack, because it's like, this is the last area of the game, I'm gonna go all out, at least with as all out as I can get, with still being like, there's a missile in here, that's what the item dot is for. The middle one leads to nothing, and the third one, if I can even get the short charge. I don't think you need a short charge, but it makes this way easier. Leads to this. There is no JoJo statue that grabs onto you and brings you down to where the gravity suit is like in the original game. Instead, you go up this way and go in the reverse way. Well, what this leads to is the room. This room is based on the room where Platinum Beam is in Zero Mission. I think I did a pretty good job emulating the room. But now, this, I'm gonna just double check to make sure I have all the reserves. Yes, I do have all the reserves. I now have 100%. It's time to move on to Torian. And that's where that door leads. I love this song. I like that in Smile, it's called Samus's theme, and I feel like that's kind of fitting, especially because it plays during the final boss, like when Samus gets the hype beam. Spoilers! Like any of you watching this haven't played or at least know the story of the game. So maybe there's one of you, maybe two. Couldn't resist speed up. You know what going to the ship looks like. I couldn't resist. Sue me. And actually, I wonder if all the commentary is going to keep me from getting like copyright striked by Nintendo, because I don't know if I am. But that would be kind of cool if it actually did, because prevent me from it. Because I think 3 of my videos originally about this hack got not copyright struck, but like copyright claimed by Nintendo. So maybe the commentary will make it so it won't pick up the music, so that they won't call me out and like monetize it. Because I can't monetize my own videos because I don't have enough views for that, and I don't really want to or need to, because I would get like a cent every month or something from YouTube. If I did monetize my videos, then it would be pointless, and it would probably make people want to watch my videos less, because there would be more ads, and that would be annoying. So I'm gonna find a way it is, and hoping that Nintendo doesn't, I guess. Enough talk about time to go delve into the depths of the space pirate fortress. And I'm just spazzing out with the keyboard right now. Come on, there we go. The statue was welcome to Torian. I really hope you've been able to understand what I've been saying. If I'm talking too fast. Or if I'm talking in a way that's hard to understand. Alright. Hey, where's the Metroids? There are no Metroids in here. They're just empty rooms. Just drinkers. This is one of the few places where I actually use the speed booster capabilities with the mode. But it's pretty fun nonetheless, that's why I have the speed booster blocks there. Oh no, I can't get down. Uh-oh. Rooms that weren't in the original game. Gasp! I don't know if that... I feel like that's not going to be the same reaction from a lot of people. A lot of people are like, oh hey, new rooms. And probably I can just shrug it off. This was a time-consuming process to make all these rooms. A new save room, I had to point the icon thing to go there. But now... this is where all the Metroids are hiding. I've gotten good enough that I can go through these rooms pretty fast. But you saw that the doors that I went over, some of them were locked. Because the puzzle section of Torian is this. These gates that actually open up doors with its door indexes. That's how I make it so it works without using any custom ASM. That would be annoying to have to try to do a program, because I don't know ASM. If any of you don't know what ASM is, even in general, that's assembly. That's what SNES game. It's basically one level above machine language. Because no one codes in machine language. That's just, like, almost impossible. This power bomb opened up this passageway, which lets us get to where the second switch is. Oh no, it's the return of the bubble pirate. there's a way you can cheese this, and it's really funny, is if you run and you fire at where the second column you break is, it'll be past, the super missile will be past the pirate before it does hit the switch from behind him. And it's really fun, because you just kind of get fighting him. That's right. And that's where the third switch is, because the first one doesn't have a switch attached to it. And I'm being very liberal with the use of super missiles, because I know I can refill them at the super missile station, or at the recharge station right before Mother Brain, because I made it so that they all ammo, so I can use them all. It may not seem like much has happened, but now we can go through all the rooms and the doors will be unlocked. Wahaha. And I'm just kind of listening to the keyboard and following the lava. But now we're on the other side of the gate. And it's mostly the same. Except for the fact that I made it so that you can go back through these rooms after you've gone through them once, so that you're not permanently stuck at Mother Brain. Must resist the up game. I've never gotten the baby step. Never gotten to come up here either. That's kind of neat. I've had this happen. That's fun. These couple are about the same, like, all that much anything. What I would do to make them different, because it's kind of hard to. But overall, I'm proud of this Torian. Because I have rooms and it's puzzly, but it's also just kind of neat. And this is definitely going to be over 3 hours. I wonder how many of you are still watching. There's a save, but I'm not going to use it because I don't need to. Also, rank has dropped pickups because that's very helpful. You may be wondering why that Zebetite is only on the top and not on the top and the bottom. That's because of a hex tweak that apparently saves some processing power by only noting, like, the enemy slots that are needed. But the main thing that it does is it glitches out a part of series, which is one of the reasons I took it out, among other reasons, such as the fact that it's a series and it's not really necessary. And it also makes it so that only the top Zebetite of these appears. Come on, Mother Brain. There we go. Go all explodey and everything. Black. I really hope the audio is of my recording of my voice is turning out well. I don't know. Shoot. It was only a matter of time before that happened. Okay, I really hope this is still working. It just, what it did was basically like the computer like cut what the game, it cut what it thought I was doing to a different window. so it paused the game because I wasn't on that window. So I had to click on the window again in order for it to work. But either way, not only did it like happen, I know the things I needed to do, and I think I even said so that it won't display my mouse on the recording, which is nice because that's just like professional and looks bad and everything. Alright, I need to get up. Come on, buddy. Also, attempting resisting urge to speed up, but must show things happening. Which is a bit of a slog, I guess, but I guess it's an opportunity to say things. Once again, really hoping that the audio turns out properly, and now story is taking over. Also, I hope y'all like the escape, because I can take some creative liberties with the escape. But first, story must happen. And we're over 3 hours. I really should stop commenting all the time, but it's kind of hard not to because it's displaying how long I've been coding directly in front of me, like at the top of the screen. Y'all can't see it, but I can. It's like the light goes out of that light. Yet somehow nothing is still don't know. Either way, it's time to fly. I think this is in 7/8. Yeah, I think this song is in 7/8. At least going to the bass line. Aww. But now it's time for the hyper. Wow, this is actually going way faster than I expected. Pretty good Mother Brain 3. Not perfect, but pretty good. Bye, Mother Brain. What's this? 5 minutes for the escape. That's odd. What's power bombs? This is most odd. Except it's not odd to me because I'm the one who built it, but that's probably what someone was thinking if they were the one thing. You can't go through there, but I feel obliged to show all the different parts of these rooms. So there's also this part. You can go up above. A save room. A save station. No, it's a teleporter. It leads back to the beginning of Toria. You broke it through the ceiling, and the space pirates have infested, and all the gates are trying to close and keep us in, but nothing can stop the hyper beam. Now we can break through this gate thingy. Oh, I forgot to mention, I just went through this so quickly, I forgot to mention that door was unlocked. You can power bomb through this. Well, you blink and you'll miss it. You can powerbomb through this to go faster, but I'll go around just to show because that's my job in this. Even though I'm not getting paid to do this in any sense. I mean, I don't really need to get paid to do this because this is fun for me. And now we're back in Old Torian. I never really showed what was up here. You know what? I'm gonna do it. This room to the right you can also go through if you don't have power bombs, but you don't have to. You can also go this way. And leads you through more collapse as power bombs do. This is where the escape splits. All the platforms in this room have collapsed. It's mass chaos. I'm gonna save the animals because why not? And oh no, the exit to the landing site has collapsed. The devil shall we do? Of course we shall save the animals. There we go. What you can do is you can charge up a shine spark. And you can blast through this, and then you can go straight to the landing site. But if you don't do that, or you don't have speed booster, then you go this way, which I'm going to show, because of course I am. And the escape continues onward. And if you miss it, da-da-da-da-da. I don't know if that was the right weapons or anything, I don't know. Oh, this entire room is collapsed. And if you don't have Spring Ball, you can pick up Spring Ball right out here, but I have Spring Ball, so it's not there. And this part of the room is collapsed. I like having that. With that, now we're at the landing site. Finally finish this hack. Time. There we go. 3:07. Something like that. I guess reflection time. Oh my gosh. This was a slightly bigger endeavor than I was thinking it would be. I was thinking this would take about 2.5 hours, but I shouldn't be too surprised that it took about 3. But I really hope y'all have enjoyed listening to me talk for like 3 hours and play through this hack. I don't know which one you came here to listen to, me talking or me playing the hack. But I hope you've enjoyed both, and the planet just exploded, but either way, this has been pretty fun, and this is now, right after this, first I'm going to go to the bathroom, because I need to go to the bathroom, but next, after this, I'm going to release the hack, and you will be able to play it. I will link it in the description where you can go find the hack, and everything like that. Here's the credits. You all have seen it a million times, I'm going to skip it. Okay, okay with that. And we got the best ending. Oh, this has been a thing. If you have any thoughts on the hack, comment on it below. I enjoy any feedback. And if you play the hack, rate it on the Metroid Construction website. Tell me what you think. If I did a terrible job, tell me how I can do better. Because if you think I should do better, then tell me how, because I want to make it better. Anyway, thank you for watching. This has been Metroid Node number 9001. This has been a long night. Good night.